Okay, guess we're live. We are back with Roll for Story, the second episode of the new arc, the Clawed Coast. And to give us a little recap on last week's episode, we have an eye in the sky, perhaps. An eye from
Right,
beyond the grave.
right. We'll get to that. So, last session. Wait, what do you mean I'm not doing it right? You think you can do better? Fine, whatever. Take over. Right then. Now we'll have someone who actually knows what they're doing when it comes to this. I've been keeping an eye on the group, keeping an eye on their shenanigans, making sure they're not disgracing my name as they continue their journeys. So, what did they do last session? Well, mostly it involved putting together their little airship so they can soar across the skies, perhaps almost as majestically as myself. Almost. Not quite. But there was, of course, some shenanigans. There always is with this lot. An item stolen from Miss Irina, which was taken by other members of the party and went into a little bit of a run around. Quite entertaining. I'm sure it will at least make the third draft of the book, possibly. Might not get through to the final, but anyway. So, the construction of the ship came into a few different steps. There was, of course, the creation of the hull, very important, though not done quite as well as one would like. And of course, there was the engines for this marvelous ship, which went extremely well, particularly with the booster propellant made by Irina. So perfect, I don't even think I can criticize. I don't think I could have done better. Give me a few years, maybe. But then, of course, there was the sails, made quite exquisite, though a bit too nighttime for the likes of me, but what can you do? Not everyone can shine as bright as me. Then we had, of course, some weaponry. Always good to get a blast of energy in, and it seems that those are perfect as well. So, honestly, it was just the hull and the steering of the ship, which the one person who actually knows how to steer a ship failed to do so. Yes. Quite disappointing, but I'm sure he'll make up for it. Otherwise, I might just have to come back and take over his body or something. I'm sure there's a way to do that. And of course, we had Llewellyn going off doing his own little thing as he likes to. In this case, though, possibly to the benefit of the group, or at least to the benefit of satiating the curiosity of any viewers. He looked in on Tidal Wave and saw that the rather foul-mouthed barbarian with her elven companion were managing to slice their way through hordes of fire elementals for months on end, seemingly. It's honestly, you got a good sneak peek, but honestly, if you'd been there watching them the whole time, it just got dreadfully repetitive. We also got an update on Zaf in his search for, the search for an island which could put to rest all of the party's problems, well, at least some of them in the Clawed Coast. But other than that, I think that was about it. I believe the party were continuing to prepare their airship, maybe making some last preparations. Had a little bit of an explore of the ship, tried to lay claim to certain rooms, but not other rooms, and And then, of course, yes, there were a few discussions on that. Don't think I'm forgetting anything, or if I am, it's probably of little importance, because otherwise I would have said it. So, let's get back to the action. Right, you're happy now. You got your word in. Good. Now, bugger off back to the afterlife. Go say hello to that tiefling who bugged me when I died. Right.
Thank you very much. From Carius and Elravan. So, yes, as you've been left off, you have still got a few adjustments to be made to the airship before it takes lift. But for now, though, you've been able to kind of explore rooms and such. So, before we do that, is there anything else you want to do? I think the Felon, you said something you wanted to do.
Of course he did.
Yeah. I've
Okay.
got to speak to the Borzor tribe about one upgrade with the ship and one bit of information I need to find out.
Okay.
Or the sigil leaves, or both.
I also kind of want to speak to both of them at some point, but
Sure. All right. So you kind of meet up with the Wazo tribe, Remdagus and Rip Dip are sort of busy figuring a way for this thing to actually lift off. They're preparing for like the first launch.
So, the sigil leaves did a great job with the hull, but obviously they had to make it light for it to be able to lift, especially with the size of the engine. Do you think we'd be able to add some arcane nature into the ship?
Um,
Some sort of defense?
defense. Well, I hope you're not planning on fighting anything in this.
Ideally not, but we don't know what we'll come across, and knowing us, we will come across things.
Rip Dip says, well, the best defense is a good offense. That's why we loaded up with cannons and ballistas.
Yeah, coming from experience, the best defense is a very good defense.
I don't know. I mean, if you kill the thing before it gets a chance to shoot you, you win. Then you don't need a defense.
Well, I was thinking maybe one of these two, and I show them the Globe of Invulnerability spell and the shield. Do you think if I worked with you guys, I could maybe implement one of these? Or both?
Um,
I'll
Rip
also
Dip says
demonstrate the
we
shield
could-
of faith spell.
well, the moon rock has been known to be able to store certain spells, as you've seen with Irina's trinket there. But storing something of this magnitude, well, that's just reckless. He gestures towards your spell with the invulnerable globe of invulnerability. But something smaller, temporary, might work. But it's only going to be used in a localized area. You can't just create an entire force field around the ship. That would take a lot of moon rock. And we've only been able to salvage what was left.
So, do you think we'd be able to implement, like, looking at the ship, I can see that there's one of those crystals at the back and one at the front. Do you think we'd be able to implement that into those two?
We can certainly try, but well, we can only see what happens.
Yeah.
You can roll me an Arcana check as you approach kind of rear crystal,
Yeah. Don't
currently
fail
being installed.
me now.
Oh, if only
22.
you had advantage.
I know. Carius was helping me. You heard him talk.
I offered spells as other examples, so technically, I suppose.
Well, what did you actually?
22 or 30 if it was advantage.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's,
So
it's
you're looking at the crystal. You're gonna need at least a point of reference. If this has been done before, all you really need to do is copy the exact methods that were done. So you probably need Irina's help with the Pearl of Power.
so do a bit of studying with Irina, and I should be able to
Mhm.
copy the effects.
Effectively, yes, but the primary purpose of the rear crystal is for propulsion, and so it's gonna need to be you're gonna need to redivert some of that power into a shield if you're temporarily casting it. Also, it will need some cipher of a spell imprinted on it to begin with, which will be the shield spell.
Yeah.
So would it be similar to like the turning thing that where we'd like sacrifice some speed for a bit in order to get
Yeah,
like,
that's
defense boost?
I thought
Exactly.
if we hit the shield button, we might sacrifice movement.
With the 22, it takes the better part of a day to work out how to do this without potentially damaging the crystal, and you work out a way in which it will
Can we
work.
not just a thing like find or take an extra piece of the moon rock and put it in something like the steering wheel, so that way whoever is steering has a little bit of protection there rather than protecting the entire ship? Would that make more sense?
That could, yeah, you could try and do that. You would need more moon rock though, and currently all the moon rock that has been found or is being used, well, the moon rock they have that is being used to power the actual airship, both from the front and the back, and the kind of main core crystal as well.
Someone found a whole bunch and pocketed it last session.
You don't know that?
And
Yes, I do. I was right there.
You did
No,
show them.
if we're
Okay,
able to,
we'll do a trade. I'll trade you one of your moon rocks for something that I have.
What do you have?
She starts pulling out all these like random things. What do I have?
Because I'm sure she's got various different sizes as well, so...
You literally see Irina start going, like, she opens up like her long coat and it's like pulling things out. Like, she's got like an infinite amount of pockets on the inside.
yeah, wasn't one the size of an orange?
So
Tangerine. Specifically tangerine.
she just pulls out like a book.
Orange is a bit too big.
She's got Candlewick's scabbard. Here we go. There's a pebble delicately carved to look like a dwarven mine baron, a small prayer book for a made-up religion, a malevolent-looking raven skull that has been charred black, beads, lots of beads,
Too many. Beads.
a large sort of leather pouch full of random keys, a broken compass,
She's eyeing the beads at the moment.
the backwards spyglass, the owlbear feathers,
Which you got from her. She's not going to take those back.
some sort of caramelized honey,
Yeah,
tree
I got-
ashes, and mirror shards.
I think she'll probably want the beads because she could use them to make her jewelry.
Which ones though? There's quite a few. So, there's the bead that she's already given you, which is like the one that smells like cinnamon. So you've already got that. So I need to take off the list. There's an odd bead that bears no resemblance to an eye, yet always seems to watch you.
Ooh, creepy.
6 small beads of sandstone on a string, all in different colors. Because she gave one to. She's tied one in Kashan's fur. That was it.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And then there's a marble that changes size when you aren't looking. Sometimes something that it's touching changes slightly too, but it changes back later on. So like this one kind of at the moment it's the size of like a grapefruit, I think you said.
Right.
Yeah. So take your pick.
She takes the one that looks like it's always watching.
All right, you take that one.
Of course. Of course.
Sweet.
Do you like the little images I added for everything as well?
There are images.
On your
I know.
character sheet.
Oh, yeah.
If you're
Oh,
looking
right.
at it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Where was you looking?
Oh no, because where it says assorted random trinkets, I put the drop down to read what was
Right.
in there. So
Okay, yeah. But there's images for like the broken compass, the
yeah, no, I can see those. They're cool.
even the caramelized honey. Look at that. Adorable. Anyway, so all right, so this transaction is made, and Irina, which moon rock is being transferred in?
I mean, which one did you want? got 3, actually.
I think she picked up 3, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she picked up 3 different
So
ones.
I want one that's fairly sizable because it has to be big enough to hold a shield spell that's going to protect whoever is steering. Because obviously, if they are focusing on steering the ship, they have no means to protect themselves. So if it's embedded in the steering wheel,
You probably need the bigger one then. I have forgotten to put it on here.
Okay.
just put it like at the center.
Of the of the wheel itself.
It's like a horn.
God. All right. So speaking of implementing this, so with Llewellyn's role, he's already able to figure out how to kind of implant a shield spell into the crystal. First of all, without damaging it or breaking it or overloading it. And the best way you realize Llewellyn is to carefully carve or etch the runes into the crystal itself.
With my hook.
And these will be abjuration runes, which obviously. Oh wait, is shield abjuration? I believe it is.
Shield is. Where's shield? Where's shield? Come on.
It's where it's evocation or something stupid.
It's abjuration because
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So.
I only remember because Eris used to use it a lot, and she was an abjuration wizard.
It's very true. So you would carefully etch these runes in. That's all well and good, and you managed to do this. However, you reckon if you ever wanted to change the spell, that re-etching new runes into the crystal, which it's already been etched into, is going to be damaging. It's going to make it messy because you're going to have multiple runes on one crystal.
It's all good.
You do manage to pull this off with the 22, and the rear and frontmost crystals now act as spell storages for the shield spell.
Is it just the back one that causes movement to slow, or would it be the front one as well?
I haven't mentioned about slowing just yet, but there is something I would like to bring up about that, and that is the middle one, which is about to go into the wheel. So Remdigus mentions, we actually wanted another crystal. We was going to have something that could redirect power if it needed. It would be like the control panel, if you will. But so far, we've only been using mechanical means. But if we have a crystal, charging that could actually work. We might be able to do a dual purpose with this.
And if we can't, I think I'd prefer being able to steer the ship and control it easier than a little bit of extra protection.
Keep practicing.
Of course. We already worked out the evasive maneuver. That was a cool thing. That's to do with the sails.
And the boost.
Yeah, and we have the boost. But the reroute power is actually an interesting thing. That's more in the engine room, though. Actually, come to think of it, done something for that? No.
Yeah, we've done the engine room, I believe, haven't we?
We have done the engine. We did the full thrust. What did we do? The full thruster? Yeah, and we did the extra juice as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think the ones that failed was the helm and the hull. Wasn't
that's
high.
right. Yeah, it was about working synchronous. It was about getting synchronicity with the other stations, which unfortunately, Carius is still working on. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. In that case, then, Irina, as this is kind of your call, you can give me an Arcana check to see if you can help Remdigus in working out a way to redirect power, rerouting power, or something like that.
17.
17. Okay.
Not bad.
So, you reckon this is something you could do, but it's going to be tricky to do every time, and it's not going to be like it's just a button and you press it and it works. It's going to be a complex complex method to do it each time. So effectively, if you want to reroute power to something else, let's have a look here. How's maybe what am I reach on another station requires?
My brain just wonders how like porous the gem or rock is, because if I can send Candlewick through it to help reroute when we need it,
Yeah.
because he's a gaseous form, so he could probably just
Oh my god,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, I'm
give
getting my.
it a little bit of a shove in the right
I'm
direction.
getting my. Yeah, apologies. I'm actually getting my wires completely crossed here. So the reroute power effect is something for the engine room. What we're doing is actually it's on the helm, and it effectively says this power is called take charge. Effectively, it recharges another station if it requires a recharge. For example, the extra juice or the full thrusters, they take a recharge, and you can do those with the take charge. Once I'm finished with all this, I'll actually give you the whole handouts. But this is just this is just the construction phase. So let's see here. So you got 17, so I'll say it's not bad, but it wasn't as successful as what you'd hoped, but you do have some way to use it at the very least. So I'm going to say you have to take charge at least once per day. The helmsman may automatically recharge another station action if it requires a recharge to use that action. So
Yay.
effectively, you pressed, like you said, like a honk onto the middle of the helm, and pressing that will not only gift the extra station of recharge, you can also use it to store a shield spell similar to the rear and frontmost crystals, just to give the helmsman himself a shield spell.
I would just naturally have to go around and
You would have to store shield spells and everything, yes.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. As for the thruster, yeah. So there's the main crystal as well, and there's something that you could use. This is the actual reroute power. He says that now, in the event that something goes horribly awry, you might want a system where you can reroute power. So, let's say, let's say your steering goes off, but you don't need weapons. So the rudder, effectively the rudder, is disabled. You'll need to reroute some power. This is a feature which can save your bacon in the right circumstances, but it's not a must-have. It's just helpful, you know? It's in the event of something not working, which needs to be working right away. And we've worked out the thrusters, we've worked out the weapons and the shields. Everything's looking great. We just need to connect them all up. So, any ideas? You said that you could use Candlewick as a source of carrying the energy?
I mean, I never really tried it, but we could give it a shot and see if he could push the energy around. I mean, he can do it in the air, so
Can he actually turn into a cloud?
he's literally smoke.
Well, that is something. Huh.
Oh wait, I can do that too. Or I can do it to someone else. I think I can't remember actually. Hold on.
What?
Bizarre.
Can turn someone to smoke?
I mean, this is all like cloud powered, right? Or like cloud moon.
It's a moon rock, which is then effectively powered up, and then when it's powered, it releases a cloud. like vaporizing a portion of the crystal effectively, but only very minimally. And what that does is it enchants the clouds around it, and that cloud gives the ship lift. The same thing goes for the extra juice, the thrusters. It's just using that same enchanted cloud, but compressed. And the same thing actually kind of goes for the weapons as well. To give it that extra damaging boost, we're using more compressed enchanted cloud, but much more in an explosive tone.
So maybe Candlewick's not the best option if it's explosive?
Yeah, that's yeah. But considering it's all like vapor and stuff, could you use wind or something to maybe move it round, like and like some sort of vent system and have like it turn on to change its direction or something?
Maybe. We're not saying the clouds are explosive. We're saying that we modified it for the weapon systems, so it is explosive in that regard, but only when it's used with the weapons. That makes sense now?
But I mean, if we're planning to divert power to the weapons anyway,
right?
That's kind of the direction that we want from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, this
So-
sort of. It sounds like a puzzle. It's more your street arena.
I'm gonna actually summon Candlewick out the scabbard
Okay,
in his gas
cool.
form, in his smoky form.
All right, he appears, a very smoky black tendril, kind of whips around.
All right, buddy, you fancy a challenge?
You feel the smoke swirl around, almost like a mini tornado.
Perfect. So, I briefly explained to him what the idea is. And obviously, we're not going to do the weapons one yet. Let's try something that's not going to blow up first. I've learned my lesson. Let's go try rerouting power from one place to another.
Okay, so the engine room, as you enter into it, Riptip points out, this crystal is the main source of power. That's gonna, as you can see, there is actually a slight cloudy effect billowing if right now. They're turning it on and they're adjusting some dials and doodads, and you start to see the crystal glow brighter and brighter. And as it's glowing, you start to see a mist filling the chamber. And as it fills the chamber, there is these kind of there's a few fans in place to sort of blow the mist out, and it flows through this effectively like vent system, and you see that it floods out of the back of the boat and starts enchanting the clouds. Well, not the clouds, but it starts enchanting the very air around it. At the moment, it kind of comes off as like a blue haze. And he says, that blue haze, if that was up in the air, that's going to be enchanting a cloud. And that cloud will then provide a magical lift. If you are able to merge with that haze, you could redirect it straight into something else. But you're going to have to carry that power. Now, I don't know if Candlewick's even capable of that, but
He's what gives me my power, so I'm gonna assume he can handle it.
interesting.
I mean,
Okay.
it's smoke like coal
I'm just gonna
particulates.
kind of look at Candlewick and just be like, okay, do you reckon you can give this a go? If anything
Even
starts
before-
to go wrong, I can summon you back.
Even before you finish saying that sentence, you start to see the smoke circling the blue haze, encompassing it. And it does so like almost like a shark circling its prey at first.
All right,
Kind of hemming it
don't get used to that. We need that. Don't overindulge.
It starts like hemming it in, such that it kind of forms a small ball of blue haze in between a cage of black smoke.
He's a
And
sheepdog for clouds.
yeah, exactly, the sheepdog for cloud. I'd like you to make a charisma spellcasting check because it does seem like Candlewick is getting carried away, and as it's attached to the hilt of your sword, you could effectively guide it and help.
So I'm just rolling charisma.
It's a charisma spellcasting check, so yes, it's effectively charisma.
Be
Yeah,
like a
just charisma.
Christmas saving throw, right? Wouldn't it? 'Cause when
Not
you have
saving throw.
efficiency-
Not saving throw. It's a spellcasting check, which would be like Steph says, just a straight charisma. And anyone who wants to help can. Like, you can assist. Well, I'm gonna say you can't assist in this role unless it's like bardic inspiration or something. But
What?
Oh no.
oh god,
My charisma is +10. How does...
well, can't be +10.
+5,
Plus
sorry.
5. Yeah.
It says
Okay.
+10 on the right hand side. That confused me for a second
You
then.
rolled a 3. Ooh, not good.
Ow.
All right.
Ow.
Okay.
That's a terrible
Candlewick
roll.
tries to merge with this mist, and we've seen Candlewick try interacting with other powers before, and it didn't go too well last time. Seems Candlewick's on his own wavelength, and this time, as it merges with the blue mist gets balled in closer and closer, almost compressed, and the moment it starts to try and merge with it, you feel a sharp burning sensation in your, well, all over you, Irina.
I mean, I don't want him to merge with it. I just want him to push it.
Yes, that is a sense what he's trying to do, but with gaseous forms, it's very hard to just push something without slightly merging into it.
Can I?
There's something of a tell here. I'd like you to roll an Arcana check to see what's going wrong.
12.
Okay.
My rolls tonight, I swear.
So it starts as a burning sensation, and it's a sharp, stinging, painful sensation, and you know that usually indicates like a danger. And it doesn't seem like the haze is being endangered, though. In fact, the haze starts to glow brighter. This
I'm
blue
gonna
emerald.
pull him back to the scabbard.
Okay. You pull it back to the scabbard, and as you do, the haze starts following the black smoke. The trail is being chased by the blue haze, and as it chases it out, it starts to surround the hilt, your hand, and everything
Okay, in
around
which case, then I just make him disappear entirely. Then.
Okay. It's a bizarre scene. That everything in the room, all of the blue mist, has surrounded Irina's arm, her kind of upper torso, and
Am I able to dispel or?
yeah, you can. But Irina, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, I'll use a dispel magic to try and remove it away from Irina.
Okay.
Carius had.
Swear, my rolls. What's happening?
That's a fail. All right.
Right.
Spells.
Before you go with something like dispel magic, can
Mm.
Carius, because this is literally just a gas, can Carius just try to blow it away?
Yeah, you could try that as well.
I'm just thinking rather than using a big spell. Well, not that we're going to get into anything,
But before that happens, Irina, you're surrounded by this blue haze, and it's normally, as they've said before, it's not harmful, shouldn't be doing anything. But as it glows brighter and brighter, it kind of flares into this white light, and it feels like you're being burnt, but not in the same way Candlewick would ignite you with the investiture of flame. It is a bright burning. It feels like you're being blinded and blotted
Because it's
out.
the remains of that moon goddess or whatever, isn't it?
Is 14 points of radiant damage to
Yeah,
you.
there we go.
Um,
As this flare begins to brighten, you can either choose to try and dispel it or blow it away, whichever you would like.
Right.
try and blow it away first.
Carius. Yeah, considering we don't want to like get rid of this sort of thing, and because this sort of thing that Carius would do, he's already messed around with some of these magical clouds before because they're what lifts the island. Literally going to control winds to basically manipulate the wind in the area to just move the fog away and just be like,
Okay, you begin moving it out of the vent into the open air, and the fog does pull away from Iruna, but it doesn't feel like you're just pulling or controlling. Yeah, so rather than feeling like you're controlling it, feels like you're playing a little bit of a tug of war at first, but as Iruna is completely put away Candlewick, it seems to recede and let you control it.
right.
And it does feel different in your hands. If for a moment it felt like something was pulling, but now it is firmly in your control.
This is Carius, whilst he's controlling this and just sort of having it flow around, not necessarily having it flow out yet. Carius is just going to try to weirdly focus on it and see if he can almost, because it almost seems like it had a will of sorts. I'm going to try it, even though technically it's radiant energy, so this shouldn't work. But Carius is just going to try, like he did with the spark thing that was in Captain Montrepas. He's going to try to use absorb elements to just try to create a connection with this magical mist, almost, if he can, just to try to see if there's a similar sort of sentience, considering what this used to be. If that makes sense.
Okay, how are you trying to form a connection with it?
Well, I was planning to have it almost flow around. It's mist. It's like cloud, right? You said so. Whilst it's from the moon, could I almost use? I'm just trying to think of the right way to do this. Almost like just sort of shape it around me and see if I can feel anything. Almost just literally just trying to open up my mind to it. Almost.
Okay.
I'm used to dealing with clouds and the sky, and to be honest, religious things. So I'm just trying to see if I can.
You can roll me an insight check.
God, I wish I was better at these things.
Wisdom based.
What?
Oh man. Okay. So as you're moving it around, it does feel like you're at one with this haze at first, and there is a lot of magical potency to it. It feels like it could be commanded to, well, funnily enough, feels like you could actually reroute it yourself by doing this. But Candlewick seemed to have a very bad influence with it, like a very bad connection with it. And I'm going to say, going off that insight, you get the, yes, like you said, it does seem to have a will of its own. And that will demonstrated what it was trying to do earlier, and that is snuff out some form of darkness. It looked
light. It doesn't like the dark.
He's done nothing wrong.
It feels radiant in nature. Maybe you have a similar spell to this, Spirit Guardians.
I'm not quite that high level in that, but my
spiritual
guiding bolt. No, I'm not high enough level in cleric. I've only got 2 levels, so I've only got first levels.
Okay.
So the
guiding bolt though, it's close.
Yeah.
It does feel like it has a radiant energy to it, which you're used to from wielding guiding bolts.
Yeah, and I'd also say just because of its nature and because of where Karis gets it from, it probably feels similar to him, to his Fog Cloud spell, because that's a domain spell from him, from his cleric.
That would be the closest resemblance.
Yeah, it's like
However,
that, but with a hint more divine energy to it.
as you try to will it to manifest that radiant damage as it did earlier, it does not comply. Not because you don't have control over it, but it doesn't seem as though you have almost feels like you haven't proven yourself to it. There's a power there within this haze, and you feel like it has the potential to manifest radiant damage, but it doesn't seem to almost trust you. It definitely complies with like moving around, but it doesn't seem like it's fully trusting you. That's the best way you can figure it out with a 21. It doesn't feel like it's an ally or an enemy. It's kind of maybe judging you at this point. You're not sure. But you haven't really worked with it enough yet. There's also a sense that the haze seems a little bit restless.
It wants to be doing something rather than just
Yeah. In fact, you kind of feel a lift to it every now and again. You feel it like when you're like lapsing and not controlling it, you do see the haze slowly rising. And that could be just general chemical reaction, like this air is lighter than oxygen and could just be going up. But for you with a natural insight, you feel like the mist or the haze is doing so deliberately to get higher, even against the gusts and wind.
That gives Karis an idea. He just sort of looks at the group and goes, I'm going to be right back. And he's going to grab his glaive. He's going to continue controlling this mist, and he's going to fly up higher.
Okay.
And just see if, like, higher gives it any change to it.
Okay. How high are you going?
Well, we're already on a floating island that's fairly high. We're on
That's
a ship
true.
race that.
In fact, you're already above the clouds in a weird way.
Yeah, let's go an extra 200 feet and see what happens.
Okay.
Assuming that's not to the point where I'm going to start struggling to breathe.
Yeah. It does feel like the air is getting thinner, but it's also getting more direct. Whereas before it kind of felt like this ambient haze, it feels now more condensed. It feels more like it's rushing towards something. And as it gets higher and higher, it almost feels like it senses something and it tries to pull towards it, but you're still controlling it.
I'm just going to take a guess based on the stories. Does it seem to almost be trying to pull to... Actually, I don't even know. What time of day is it?
It is during the evening. Everyone's been working really hard the whole day.
Does it seem to almost be trying to pull towards the moon?
It does.
I'm just going to speak and like... Now, I've got a few ideas what you might want. The first is sort of, you want to get back up there because it's kind of where you belong. The second is you want vengeance on the moon that knocked you out the sky. Still not 100% sure on that. And the third is you just like to be up high and moving, and that moon is sort of in your way. Any of those close? I'm speaking to a cloud.
There is no response, and you feel a little bit stupid for us just talking to a cloud, but then again...
I mean, I talk to water. It's not that much different.
It feels like words alone do not communicate with this cloud. And I think do you know how to cast augury?
No, I wish I did. There's so many spells I wish I knew how to
It
cast.
definitely feels like you're on the wrong side of trying to communicate with this. You know that there is a way to tap into a more divine communication or link, but you're just on the other side of the door. You know what I mean? It feels like you're on the outside looking in through the windows, and you don't know where the door is on this house, and you're looking for it. You're trying to rap on the windows, but you're getting no attention.
This, right? You might not be willing to speak or communicate with me, but I will find a way to talk to you, and then we'll find a way to do what you want. But for now, we need your help. So I'm just going to take you back, and then we'll do this. So then I'm going to just control winds to try to take this bit of mist back, which I imagine is going to be trickier.
Yes, I'm going to actually require a wisdom check because this is your spellcasting, right?
Well, technically this
Be
would
charisma
be
as well, right?
Yep.
Okay, then you can use either.
I'm going to use charisma. I'm better at that.
Okay. What'd you get?
Oh no!
Why? What is it with our charismas? Why do I not have advantage?
Okay. There is a incredible tug of war going on as you're pulling down. You actually feel yourself being lifted higher and higher, and you don't want this because you want to get back down, and you feel like the air gets thinner and thinner, and it keeps on ascending higher and higher. The moment it's almost like it almost like it did understand you, but not via words. It understood when you tried to control it to come back down, and it actively fought against that. And instead, it has now turned into a uncontrollable cloud that is lifting you, and you feel yourself tumbling over in the air as this haze is kind of merging with a bigger cloud. It actually seems like it's filling in moisture and air, and the cloud is lifting you higher and
Right.
higher.
I'm going to attempt, and I've just got to make sure this spell does
400
what I think
feet.
it does. I'm
Oh,
going to
no.
attempt
600 feet.
to shape water to freeze it.
Oh, freeze the cloud. Okay. Yeah. That's actually. How much of a square can you kind of
I can only
freeze?
do actually. You know what? It's moisture. It wants to be moist. Fine. Watery sphere.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to make water.
Sure. You create this water, and I'll say, as a part of this, you can also roll me another charisma check, because the cloud definitely starts to feel like it's getting heavy, and it's slowing its ascent.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it only slows it. All
God
it
damn
does, the
Both
cloud is now the cloud is now heavy, and there's a dark. Everyone up looking up, you see this cloud forming, and it goes dark, and it looks like it's about to rain. And sure enough, you do feel droplets coming down. Lots. It starts to pull like a downpour. But Carius, this cloud is still pulling up, albeit slower. So now it's like 900 foot.
Fine. Then I'll mix some of my own cloud in with it first. Go fog
Okay.
cloud, divine cloud in with that cloud.
What you're gonna? What you're gonna use? What spell?
I'm going to use fog cloud.
Okay, you're gonna use fog cloud.
I'm going to
Okay,
put cloud in the cloud so that it's partially my cloud and my. Listen, I know you want to go somewhere, but we need you. Stop it.
your fog cloud becomes enchanted with the blue haze, and it instantly turns this blue color. If anything, you just fueled it.
We should probably think about getting him back
I'm
down.
I'm gonna fly up there.
The cloud spreads out to the size of like a 20-foot radius.
Fine. You want to
Yeah.
play with storms.
Oh, crap.
I'll play with storms.
Can you roll me a Constitution saving throw? At this point, the air becomes so thin it's hard to breathe, and you're having trouble casting spells.
I'm pretty sure I have advantage on those due to an item, but I will just double check because I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that's part of what Where's the item?
Yeah,
Where's my belt gone?
I don't know.
yeah. I'm gonna use fly and try and fly up after him.
Okay.
Probably take me a few turns, but yeah.
Just checking.
And try and jump on the back of Carius's glaive.
No, it's just no, fine.
Oh
Okay,
my
so Constitution save. Why did that roll 4 dice?
I'm not sure. Oh, you actually. Oh my god. Carius, this.
Oh wait, that was. Wait. What? Oh wait, roll the save and the
rolled
check.
twice somehow. I don't know why it rolled a check afterwards, but I'm sure that was just a glitch in the system. Either way, the one on the con save is bad. Real bad. This effectively means it's gone to such a height where you're unable to get enough oxygen. You're effectively suffocating. While suffocating, you cannot cast verbal components. It's like you're in a silent spell. You can still hear, but you can't breathe or mouth any spells. And you have rounds equal to your Constitution modifier +1. So Llewellyn's just cast fly down here, and he begins ascending. I'm assuming.
Yes. To
I'm
try and
not-
jump
I
onto
would like to literally have Candlewick go up there and cause the distraction so that Llewellyn can get to Carius
Yeah.
without having to
Carius.
contend with the cloud.
Yeah,
Okay.
Carius sort of seeing this, he's just like, fine, and fine, and just drops down. Like, literally, he's not even going to try to continue the pull. He's literally just going to be like, just sort of, because he's done this before, he's literally just going to free fall.
Okay. You try to fall, and you just feel yourself being pulled higher. If this cloud is able to lift an entire airship, it can certainly lift one tiefling up into the air. It feels like you're on said cloud being hoisted up like a net. And Llewellyn, how fast can you go like that? 60 foot?
I think so. Yeah. My God, I don't.
It's
think
still
I can-
water, right?
It is.
So Elravan died to some super beholder, and Carius is about to die to a cloud.
Yep.
Befitting, really, for Carius.
Llewellyn, you actually outspeed it just because Carrier slowed it down. You're going 10 foot faster than it is, but it is still a lot to catch up with because it's about 1,100 feet away. It's going to take a long time to get there. Irina, your Candlewick does turn into a smoke-like form.
I'm
But
going
I
to Eldritch Blast him 120 feet to give him a head start.
Okay, cool. Haven't you got Eldritch Sniper as well? Does that give you extra?
Yeah, that's where the 120 feet comes in.
No, 120 feet is flat.
Yeah,
I thought-
Eldritch Sniper puts it to 300.
Oh, okay, then I need to edit that. When it's transferred over, it's changed it. Hold on.
Okay.
Because I thought I'd set it. Hold on.
Yeah, I think that doubles it or something ridiculous, but
I swear it puts it to 300.
Yeah,
yeah,
probably. I thought it should have been more than 120. So yeah, that's
Right.
probably what it is.
Okay, Karis only has one other option because it's one of his few spells which doesn't have a verbal component. He's
Uh-huh.
just going to try to thunderclap to push the air apart to allow him to drop.
Is
It's
it
a cantrip. It's purely somatic.
all right? Cast into the chat and let's have a look. Is it Thunder Wave or Thunder?
Thunderclap. Though now that I think about it, I'd probably do. I'm fighting a cloud.
Cool. Yeah, you are effectively. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna roll it. I'll roll something for that.
Amazing.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Why is that just...
11. How much damage did you do? 10.
10.
Okay, so there is an almighty, thunderous boom up in the sky, and you even see some of the clouds sort of part just momentarily. And Llewellyn, you're flying up. You can just about see like a flash of Carius's clothing within the cloud, but it's obscured. Let me see something else in this. Creature within range is just thunder damage. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. It is not enough to break the cloud up though into pieces. It just kind of spreads it slightly. And Carius, you've got what's your Constitution one? Let's see here.
I've got 2 more rounds.
2 more rounds. Cool. Gotcha. All right. Llewellyn, you're flying up. You've made it. What? 60 foot. Only another 1,000 foot to go.
I'm trying, okay?
It's
Any
fine.
other-
Just be ready to catch carriers.
Well, the thing is, it's pulling me up. I'm not able to drop.
That's why Candlewick is going up to try and distract clouds, so then it might drop.
A natural 20 on the cloud's perception check means that it does notice a huge trail of smoke coming towards it. And although it's not actually got eyes or anything, you do see that the cloud seems to slow down just a moment. And as the Eldritch spear is flying towards it, I think it's spear, not sniper, but either way.
Yeah,
the
we
trail of
changed
smoke-
it because her eyesight,
Yeah.
so it's sniper.
Oh, okay. So the trail of smoke does die out at about the 300-foot mark, but it's not like the cloud didn't notice it.
I kind of want him to start making like rude gestures to try and get the attention.
like little smoke patterns.
Starts writing rude words in the sky.
If you had sky right, that would be amazing. But okay.
Takes the shape of
Llewellyn.
a hand and just middle fingers.
Pulls a plug.
Llewellyn, you continue to fly up. Is there anything else you can do to get up there faster?
No, because fly is concentration, and so is haste.
What about like dimension door?
Well, I have Dimension Door, but he's already gone.
That's true, yeah, he has.
I don't
Waited.
have any. I
What-
don't
what-
have any speed spells or anything like
Alright.
that.
In that case, then I see this kind of going one way. Carius, you have another round.
Right.
No.
Technically,
Yep.
I think by this item's description, it shouldn't work because technically it's not flowing water.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Can
can't-
I attempt to use the wave bender's Piamano to control the water enough to give me a gap? I can redirect the flow to allow me to get through.
I'll say that's. You are absolutely soaked in this cloud. It is
Yeah,
like literally being in a water-filled balloon.
I'm
Um,
soaked.
You can try it, and I'll have this be a contested check. So, roll me an attack roll with your wave bender.
Okay.
Oh my God. Come on.
You're gonna be
Why did that? Oh, it rolled the damage as well.
yeah, it does roll damage.
God.
automatically.
Damn it!
No.
You just stir your way around, and you just feel like you're being sloshed about inside this cloud.
And you've got the
it is
curse of
not quite
Cade.
enough. Llewellyn, the cloud has stopped for the time being. It seems to be torn about whether to go down and smite this shadowy emanation coming from Candlewick, or whether to continue on its ascent. But either way, you're getting closer, Llewellyn. 900 feet. And if you're dashing, I'm assuming,
Yeah, I am. I am
Okay.
dashing.
yeah, it's going to take a while to get out there.
Can I, is there anything I can actually do?
Why are all my spells verbal? It's like silence all over again.
Uh-huh. How many turns have you got left, Carius? 1?
Yeah,
Okay. Alright.
I can't use the wave bender.
Llewellyn, you dash up. And Carius, you got... I mean, is anyone else doing anything just
Wait.
before
Just
Carius' last go?
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Kashan's
I-
kind of
I-
just
I
stood
fly
at the
at
base
60.
of the mast, like, yeah, I can't jump that high.
I fly at 60 feet, so technically I've been going 120 feet per turn.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
That's
we
not
have
Been going, been going double that.
So
Technically,
120,
so,
120.
we have ballista, don't we?
Don't fire ballistas at me. No.
No, I'm not thinking about firing a ballista at you.
You're thinking of firing yourself.
Now you're
we
thinking
do
of
have-
portals.
But what's your constitution?
Huh? My
He
constitution's
didn't-
fine. I have a
Yeah,
19
Okay, that's
constitution.
fine then. I'm just checking.
Right.
Oh wait, what about the flying cat thing? The levitate and the push.
Yeah, that's exactly
we-
what I was thinking.
If you
That
use the-
shot him last time.
Well, this time because I don't think Andy can shoot 1,000 feet in the air.
With
Yeah, if she just makes me weightless and I jump into a ballista and fire myself up, pretty sure a ballista can fire 1,000 feet.
You would probably end up in the stratosphere.
Oh yeah, that's true. You might
you'll
miscarry.
have no way to stop. You would literally become a shooting disaster.
You'd become Nyancat.
I mean, you could drop
Wait,
the spell
how-
when you see him get close enough.
I was
Under
gonna
the
say,
ballista
do you have control over the spell?
The ballista can fire up to 480 foot, by the way.
But if I'm weightless, I just maintain the velocity until it
You
starts
keep
slowing
going,
down,
yeah.
and I just go.
I'd say you'd go that same velocity each turn,
Okay.
I'm just trying to find it.
which means next turn you'd be at 900 and something foot. 900.
I am so
70.
excited for this.
So you're still gonna need about 4 rounds.
No,
Can
That
I?
make
I
it
mean,
two
it
rounds.
only
Two
lasts for
rounds.
10 minutes, so you
That's
then
plenty of
plummet
time.
to the ground after that.
Well, I have slow fall, so that doesn't
fine.
bother me. As long as I'm accurate with the initial shot.
Are you really, really sure you want to do this?
I am so bored down here.
I mean, if it doesn't, Carius is going to die anyway.
It's a good point. I mean, unless we have 1,000 foot of rope.
Okay.
Do we
she
have
really doesn't look sure about this, but
Do we have?
she
1,000?
gets the violin out read anyway. You might want to get into the cannon thing.
Yes.
the
let's
ballistas
do
have been loaded up.
Slow fall
Yeah.
only reduces the damage by 5 times your monk level.
Huh?
It's
Yeah.
fine. I'll be ready with a dimension door if he's going slow enough.
Yeah, but terminal velocity is what, 20d6?
2026.
20d6, and you'll be able to
I don't know
reduce
why I
it
keep
by
playing that way.
5 times your level, which is 13. So
Yeah,
Still
that's
take-
so worth.
yeah.
Carius, can you roll me a D100 at this point? Because you're too high to be even in something.
I am so excited.
Middling. Very middling. Okay, never mind. Alright. So Llewellyn, you've flown up higher and higher. I guess actually make more sense, Kashan, you'd be on this one. And you see the ballista being reeled back up into the air, pointed directly towards the night sky. And as Andy cast a spell on you, I guess Irina, you could fire it if you wanted. You're the only one down left here.
I mean, I've got the longest range of eyesight. So
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna
probably
say
me.
somebody with a keen
Okay.
eye, please aim me.
So you can roll me a D20 plus 6 for a ballista.
You blow Kashan to pieces.
Oh no.
Oh, wait! Before I go, I quickly take my sash off with Egbert, and
What
I hand
is
him.
my rolling today?
I hand him down to
Yeah, I'm
Andy.
thinking the same for like
Oh,
my best
no.
stats. I keep sucking. You're gonna miss.
He's gonna miss.
Okay.
No, it's
So,
gonna be good.
if-
Hold on, can I correct it? Because if I'm literally an arrow staring at where I'm going, I'm gonna be like, Carius is over there.
Why do I get the feeling it's Kashan's tail in my face? I'm just like,
Well, he's really excited to do
Well,
this,
you-
so it
You
wouldn't.
put your head first in there rather than, other end in first. So you shoot your
well, no, a
butt first.
ballista's like a
Although it's
crossbow,
busy, yeah.
so he'd be on top of it, not in a cannon.
So he's currently balancing on the wire and just waiting for the.
Oh
So
my
as
God.
Kashan turns around to try and say, "Hey, you're aiming in the wrong direction," Irina, you take that as the signal to fire because the tail end is like brushing in your face and maybe tickles your nose. And as you sneeze, you pull the trigger, and
Whee!
Kashan, you get twanged in the face by the bow for 16 points of bludgeoning damage, and you're fired into the sky. And it looks like
Oh
the
wait,
rocket is
I
blasting
still
off
get.
again.
Okay.
As he goes past me, can I try and direct him?
How so?
I am flying, so I would
Yeah, you
just
are.
sort of, like
Oh
need
my
to
goodness.
give him a
Want to kick him?
kick to the side.
In her kitty foot.
You could try and kick him. I'll say, yeah, Velen, roll me an acrobatics check.
Okay, just,
And the first round, Kishan is just launched 480. A 12. You kind of brush past him, and he definitely goes off at a weird angle. But he's slightly course corrected, I'll say.
Can Candlewick
Oh my
kind
God.
of try to fly up and redirect him? He'd be sort of in the same area at this point.
I was going to say. Can I...
Kishan is flying past Candlewick like really, really fast. So I'll
Then
say
I'm
that
out of ideas.
no, you can launch another an Eldritch Spear, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
say
it won't
roll...
go any further because it's from where I am.
Yeah, I know that.
He's going where no kitty
I'll
has
say you
gone
could
before.
I'll say you could just fire an Eldritch Spear, and do so with disadvantage. I'm gonna say because he's going super fast, and you're having to like quickly aim and redirect. Oh my god.
14.
14.
Oh no, it rolled
Ooh.
3 attacks. Hold on.
Okay, you can do it again then. Go right ahead.
Are you aiming for me?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Redirect you with force damage.
I was gonna say I could just deflect missile again and just try and fling it off in another.
I mean, yeah, I suppose you could potentially deflect yourself off of the Eldritch Blast into course.
If it was on target, but it's not, I'm afraid, this first one.
Well,
And
waiting
it
for
kind
the
of goes
second one.
wide. But you've got more spears.
I mean, that was a
More
14 and a 29.
Yeah, it's a 14.
Yeah, that's a miss. Kishan is a 17. You're going to need a hit. So, the next beam.
25.
There you go.
With disadvantage because of the...
Oh, 16.
Yeah, that's still a miss slightly. Last spear. Oh no. 13. So you launch spear after spear trying to redirect him. doesn't
Technically,
hit.
I don't want to burst your bubble, Chris, but that 25 would have hit because I got hit last round, so the cloak isn't activated.
No, it's disadvantage because of the distance.
Yeah, you're already
gonna say-
480 effect.
I thought you were saying about the displacement cloak.
No, not because of that.
Damn it.
But Kishan, you've gone up at an angle. The party have attempted to redirect you, and unfortunately, you're just flying too fast. Weightless ammunition is something you could implement in warfare, it seems. Despite that, Carius, I have one last round for you.
Right. This is kind of an odd one.
Mhm.
Can Carius try to essentially hold his breath for a second to get enough air to cast one verbal component?
Well,
Considering he's created all these gaps with the sound and stuff.
okay, you've got. As soon as
Probably,
you do this,
probably still have control winds up active actually, because that's concentration. Nothing's broken his concentration yet. Technically.
no, that's true enough.
So he could just blow the air up to him.
You could try that. You are concentrating. If you want to use that, I'll say roll me first of all contested check. Just we're using your wisdom.
My wisdom.
Oh, sorry, no, your charisma. Yes, charisma. Whichever one you prefer.
Yep.
Okay,
Please beat a 10.
that wasn't supposed to be Kishan. Okay, it's just enough to get the tug of war to subside slightly. You pull, effectively, you're controlling airs, pulling oxygen into your lungs, any amount that's left up here, and it's enough to cast one verbal component.
I'm thunder stepping back down. That's literally all I needed. I'm just thunder stepping 300 foot back down.
All right. That
I
was,
don't know what's going on. I'm in clouds.
that was very clutch, because at the end of your turn, you were going to go to 0, effectively, and start death saves. Because that is what suffocating does. It's horrible. So, Kashan, you're flying for
I was gonna say,
970.
Carrier's
Uh,
probably thunder steps towards me and just sees me go.
And Carius, you vanish and reappear outside of the cloud. You suddenly breathe in, fresh air, but you immediately realize you're free falling. And
Oh, I'm fine with that.
okay, cool. And suddenly, zoom, a cat flies past and over the moon.
Um,
I'll
Am
catch
I-
Marius.
am I fast enough to react to that?
He's not actually in the right direction. So
Well, it was more. Would I be fast enough to react with a spell to that?
I don't know. Can
Oh,
you
okay.
can you react
mean-
to 400 feet in 6
if
seconds?
you have a reaction, yes, but you haven't got an action. You've just got a reaction.
Nope. The only thing I could do, which does make sense, is counter spell,
I use my.
No,
because the
Oh,
spell's
no.
active.
no one's casting spells up here.
Bonus
The
action.
natural force carrying him away. So the good news is,
I do
Darius.
have a bonus action,
yes,
technically.
Did we agree that Andy made him weightless before he did this?
yeah, I'm assuming so.
Is that concentration?
It
'Cause
is.
she could just drop it.
You can,
But I'm already.
yeah. Did you want to drop it?
Hang on, she's just coming.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
It can't get any worse, can it?
I love
Okay.
it.
Cool.
Well, it's like to send the cat further up into the stratosphere or just bring him back down.
Oh great, now two of them have free fallen.
I
Keep
was
going.
a bonus action fast step, which is only 60 feet, but possibly gets me closer to Kushan.
Oh my god,
It
now I'm going to readjust.
I tried.
Break my
Okay, you get
concentration.
closer. You do get closer, yes, and you see him flying through the air. And at this moment, the spell is dropped. You start to see him ascend and like he arcs slightly, and now he's falling back down towards you, Carrier.
He flies through the air with the
Catch me.
grace to be.
Catch me! Catch me!
And you do see a tiny dot. Laverne is flying on the way, a little white cape billowing in the air. The good news is, of course, sorry. Well, the bad news obviously is you fired Kashan off at a completely odd angle. The good news is you didn't fire him into the cloud, and if that was the case, then we'd have the same problem, but switch.
Yeah.
So, if anything, it was lucky that you didn't redirect him, but somehow Carius managed to reappear out the cloud, teleports towards Kashan, and Kashan, you're free falling at this point, but
Awesome.
So Carius will because he can just keep doing that as a bonus action. If
Yeah.
broke his concentration on control wins, he's just going to teleport closer and closer to Kashan so he can grab hold of Kashan.
yeah.
And then
What
just
is
sort
it
of
you?
look to Helen and just be like, nice day for a flight, and then thunder step back 300 feet down with Kashan, because he can take one person with him, I'm pretty sure, with thunder step.
So,
Yes, you can.
so
And with that,
that'd take you near me, wouldn't it? Because
Yep.
he got to like 900 feet and then you thunder stepped down and I was about 600 feet.
yeah, you kind of meet Llewellyn halfway,
Yeah, so just gradually get back down and like,
and the boys are in the air, sort of coming down together. Do you do like a formation,
yeah,
synchronized dive?
we
Uh,
we form in, yeah,
3-point landing.
Yeah,
did-
and then I just sort of look and go, that cloud really wants to go to the moon. And then Carriage just sort of falls over.
That
Too
was
awesome.
awesome.
I grew up. I
Too much
want to go to the
thin
moon.
air.
Boys are stupid.
that was
Agreed.
Yeah.
Clouds are worse.
I didn't do anything. I tried to save them.
I love
You've done
that
some
spell. of
fairly
yours.
stupid things too, though, Bella, let's face it.
Like,
When I first met you, you were on the run in the sewers from a bunch of, like, assassins. And you deliberately went down there.
True. Very true.
It's very true.
they,
We were there.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. God damn it.
You come back down to the Borzo tribe, and they're all like, well, at least that's a successful test launch, right?
I mean, it lifts things.
It works. Excellent. Good job.
I don't
So,
know if I'm gonna fly on this boat.
I have an
Let's
idea.
hope. He says, let's hope that the weight of the boat keeps the cloud from lifting up too high, so it's just sort of level.
I have an idea about the diverting power. Finally getting back to that.
Oh, excellent.
If the haze is trying to go upwards,
Mm-hmm.
and we have some sort of pipe near it at an angle, whatever goes into that pipe will be forced to follow the route of the pipe. Thus, we can have pipes directing to where we need them to go. We just shut them off with some sort of like door.
Valve?
Yeah,
Pipes,
that valve.
pipes.
Pipes.
Yeah. That was kind of where I was going, but I was going to use wind. But considering it just wants to flow, yeah, that makes sense.
So if it's trying to flow upwards, we have pipes above
Oh.
that lead off.
All right. It'll take a little longer to construct, but we might be able to do it. Depends how much of a time crunch you're on.
Quite well. We've got about
We had a month.
we've used like a few days, so we've got about 26 days ish to
Right.
get to where we want to go, defeat a horde of storm dragons, or talk them out of it, and
Do we know how long it'd take to get to the Cloud Coast from here?
Well, you're already halfway.
yeah.
The Stratus Archipelago floated along the midsection between the Claude Coast and Midra.
So 2 weeks,
Hmm.
give or take, to get there. So
Not-
we got
That's by boat. You're flying by airship, and with the thrusters having fully powered and being able to recharge them, you should get there a lot quicker.
so long as we don't end up in the stratosphere anymore. Carrier.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, if we had some sort of way to maintain oxygen, and a way to get down, that would actually probably work well, because then you'd have no air resistance. You'd actually be able to go faster. So we actually probably want to go higher up because the air's thinner, because then we can go faster, but we just need to make sure we don't go too high.
Mm. True.
I worked this out while suffocating.
The oxygen to your brain sort of made you space out, and this idea came to you whilst.
Epiphany.
Oh my god.
An epiphany while dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not my first near-death experience. It probably won't be my last, but it...
Is that why you're such a genius? Because you keep
Yeah.
on nearly dying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I think I'm gonna go and get food. She just walks off.
I've had one goddess strike with me with lightning. I've had another one try to suffocate me.
So
I'm pretty sure one's tried to drown me at some point.
I just
So
realised
now we-
Auntie still has Egbert.
yeah.
Yeah, she's walked off with Egbert.
And she did just say she was going to get something to eat.
Egbert spending the day with Auntie Andy.
Giant omelette, anyone?
No!
So
So,
now we've got that's all the boat side, right? In terms of
Almost.
ideas.
almost.
On the
But
spot.
as Andy, you come into the pantry, you see there is actual sigil leaf aboard, and they're like, "Oh, welcome. We were just filling out your provisions for the journey." And you see that they are in the middle of creating food and loading up with vegetables and fruits and nuts and all kinds of things. Please help yourself.
Where's the bread?
You
Um,
didn't want my bread.
we have bread, but it is limited. You will want to ration it for the journey.
Okay,
Yeah.
but where's the bread?
We will load up the bread in short, and you see that they're gathering like baskets of provisions and they're hoisting them up. Little like tendrils and roots are like lifting them over. Yes, and in said baskets there is bread.
Excellent. She goes. She ignores all the fruit and the nuts and stuff like that, and she goes straight for the carbohydrates.
All right. Cool. You can see a little token down
It's a
here somewhere.
bottomless pit.
I don't know why my
She
token.
won an eating contest.
I mean, she was starving
Yeah.
most of her life. Can you blame her?
She did win an eating contest. Oh my god.
This is one of our first interactions.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, because she won that big keg of
She just
alcohol.
walks past this sigil saying, "You're gonna need a lot more," and carrying this barrel of bread out.
A barrel of bread.
Yeah, if it's from the elves, I imagine it is lembas bread as well.
How many did you have? 7.
As you're
You mean I don't know about second breakfast?
Brunch, 11 sis. Supper, tea.
something real quick. Let me check something real quick. Don't mind me.
This room, the ship has so much room for functionalities.
It does. Okay, where are we? This one.
I'm going to go to my room.
Damn it. Okay, crap.
Oh no, the cloud is coming back with a vengeance.
Not the cloud.
Oh my god.
As you're sitting up at the table and you're munching away on this bread, you hear there's a bit of a clatter underneath your feet, underneath the table itself.
She's probably sat on top of the table, so she just kind of, with a bit of bread in her mouth, is just kind of leaning and looking under the table.
You're a whack and a ow, and you see a gnome rubbing the top of their head, and you can see that one hand is reaching for your backpack, which is either on the table or just near it, and they kind of like try to reach around, like trying to find it.
She gets out her dagger and you put that down right now.
Sorry, just we're in short supply of components, and I saw you had a food rock on your possession.
You put it down right now.
He does so. You caught him red-handed.
Is it
You
ripped?
know, it's not Riptip, no, it's a different name. Completely.
Dibrit.
It's
You know, if you just asked nicely, I may have let you, but now no. Go away.
oh, please.
Too late. Go away.
But I'm gonna make something really cool with it.
I don't care. Go away.
Aww. No, pretty crap.
You do not steal from a professional thief.
Should have got Predator Prep to do this. But yeah, he kind of like walks off, looking very sad for himself, and you can see he's got like a pair of goggles over his eyes. Definitely looks like one of the engineers. You have no idea what he wanted that for. Something unsanctioned, probably, because it's not like the rest of the group have been very transparent with what they're implementing on the ship. So you have no idea what he was trying to build with it, but hey ho.
You tried to steal from me. I'm not interested.
Like, we literally saved them and they steal from us?
one of
I
I mean,
suppose you're technically you've taken part of their goddess without their consent. I suppose.
We had consent, thank you.
that's true.
I had destiny on my side.
Anyway,
Well, can't argue with destiny.
well,
Got the power of God and anime on my side.
sorry. So if everything's ready in the next coming week, I think you're ready to take flight. It takes about another. Let's see. 1 second.
I can't
Roll
find
for
how
it.
to get lower.
2 more quick things.
Oh
Yes.
my
What?
I had another quick
I
thing
need
as
to.
well.
I want to speak to them because I need to know like when the next eclipse is.
And he looks
Okay, so it
like
takes
you
about
should
another 3
hear
days
this,
to
they should
implement all the
professional
piping
leave.
to reroute things, but it gives the whole ship a very steampunk look.
Steampunk.
Except instead of steam, it's
Cloud punk.
cloud punk. Hell yeah.
Or moon punk.
Okay, what's this other thing you wanted to do before you leave?
Yeah, I want to speak to both the sigil leaves and the bars, or whichever the main two, I guess. So you remember the lady that was working with your aura? Was it called an aura?
Ore, yeah. Who are you talking to? Sorry.
The main two, I assume Rip Dip and
Oh.
the other one. Or was it no the ancestor ones?
Okay, you're talking to the ancestors. Yeah, they know the most. They were there when the Ore was built. You're speaking to Remdigus and hold on. The other
Chris, help me. I'm stuck.
Ysildia.
Yeah, you guys remember the lady in your aura,
Yeah,
right?
she was there briefly. She only wanted to find something else out about the celestial body.
Well, it seems whatever she was trying to figure out was something to do with the next eclipse.
They look
you
at
have-
each other.
Any idea what that could pertain to or when it is?
Interesting. The next eclipse, you say? Well, I have no idea what that could entail, but there is many superstitions surrounding it. If you wish to learn when, I can tell you how to read the Ore.
Yeah.
Follow me, and Ysildia leads you into the Ore, and she gestures towards the different markings, signifying the cycles of the moon, as well as the kind of rotational axis of your planet, as well as the rotation it takes around the sun. And it's quite complicated, even for a wizard. This is science, not fantasy, and it's getting a little bit heady the way she's describing zeniths and something she mentions is uh, an apogee. She says that hold on. Ooh. Roll me an intelligence check. Straight intelligence. Or actually, you
straight-
could argue it's investigation, but I don't think you're proficient in that.
No, I'm not. So it would just be the same.
Yeah, just straight intelligence.
Come on. Oh no.
9.
Oh,
She points out a graph, right? Before she kind of shows you the aura, she shows you kind of like drawing it out, and she's talking about the point at which the Earth is furthest away from the sun and closest to it, and how that pertains to the next eclipse. And as she draws out this graph, there's something very familiar about the symbology behind it, and you can't put your finger on what or why. But it does look familiar, the graph she's drawing out. You think, is it from the? You're like, is it from the heart? Is it from after the heart? Whatever it is, the graph she's drawn out feels like a familiar symbol, and you can't think of what.
by chance, does it have anything to do with my compass?
You look at the you pull out the compass. You look at it.
Yeah.
You compare the compass to the graph. No, it doesn't seem to have any bearing
Okay.
resemblance.
I have no idea then.
No, it's kind of like a swirling kind of S shape with the moon, the sun, the earth in like 3 separate spheres, and something about it is just burned into your memory, but you can't figure it out. Can't figure it out.
I'm gonna
Anyway,
Character where that's
copy
from.
the symbol down.
well, it'd be odd to copy it right here. If you wanted to, you could, but
Oh, okay.
she
I'll
says-
remember it because I can just I could probably make it in magic form in terms of like symbols.
Maybe, yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, she says, and using this information and this calculation, we can work out when the next eclipse is. It seems your friend must have taken quite some time to work it out herself. Do you wish to try and apply the formula?
I will give it a go.
Okay. You can roll another intelligence check.
I'm sort of like trying to like go along with what they're saying.
Ooh. All right, now you're doing wizard things. Okay, so applying this calculation, this formula, you're working out exactly when the next eclipse is, and the Aureus continues to spin, and there are little levers as well to speed up the Aura, to slow it down, to pause it, and you've kind of worked out exactly when it's going to be. You align it all up, and you check that calculation to the date of what it is right now, or at least what you believe it to be, 10 years from the date which you first remembered when you came out of the Feywild. It's a lot of calculation and a lot of number juggling, but being a wizard, you're used to formulaic equations, and eventually you come to the conclusion, right, the next eclipse it's a while away. Not months, not weeks. It's going to be at least over a year or so, I think. Let me try and figure this out in my own head. I want to actually put it into real time.
I'll give you time to do that. Maybe between sessions, I'll just put over a year for now.
It's over a year. It's probably like a year and a half away. We'll say that.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
say that's a year and a half away.
So
But it's surprisingly closer than what you thought. Eclipses usually only happen like once every 40 or so years, I think.
mhm.
And this is soon. But not soon in the terms of like weeks and months. It's years. It's going to be a while. So, but you get down the date and you jot it down so you know when the next eclipse will be. Okay. All right. And anything else before we take off?
And I speak to her and I'm like, I pass her the bolts and I'm like, can you fashion those into arrows as well before I go?
I think this might be more something the gnomes could help you with.
Oh, I thought maybe you could like do your tree crafty.
I can make arrow shafts, but you're turning what looks to be a bolt into an arrowhead?
Yes.
Maybe then we should work together with this.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it takes the better half of the rest of the day, but they get some elves and Borzo tribe to work together, fashion this bolt-headed arrow shaft.
And I'm done. Right,
Cool.
move on. Next person.
All right,
Yes.
you're done.
I literally just wanted to address the two elders because they're the ones that make sense. This is a library, right?
It is.
What's your policy on book borrowing?
Oh. Well, we were usually ones gathering books ourselves from all the lands, and we wrote most of these ourselves. They're records more than books. A history documented in language. What would you like to borrow one?
Well, because basically the thing we're hoping to deal with is a very specific type of creature, and whilst I know bits and bobs about them, kind of knowing as much as I can, so I'll know the best ways to communicate, or if it comes down to it, fight. So I was hoping I could borrow a book on blue dragons and their sort of culture and history and that sort of thing,
Indeed.
which hopefully Irina can help me read, because I imagine it's in Draconic.
Indeed. You can roll me a persuasion check real quick with advantage, seemingly, because you've done everything they've effectively revered with you.
Thank God for
I think that is.
Sorry.
I think we can let one book fall into your hands. Although, please keep it safe and maybe one day return it to us. We didn't always have time to make copies of everything. If you're looking for the ancient library, it's down there, this way, and he points it out. But in the recent days, we've obviously not got long of this world. We're very old, and with Kashan leaving, we decided to create something of a temporary keeper. Someone who would not fall to the eons of time. We've created a custodian of sorts. They will be able to guide you in finding the book.
Excellent.
All right. I just need to find the image.
Why do I feel like it's just going to be like a statue of Snurg or something?
What? You
Oh.
cut out.
What was that?
You cut out, Cam.
Oh, I said, why do I feel like it's just going to be a statue of Snurg or something?
A snurg. A snurg. No, it's not. But we'll say that. God damn it! I need to find it. It's fast enough. I swear it was in there. May have moved it, I guess.
I'm just testing.
All right. Well.
Huh.
Describe it.
That would be why.
Why is it doing that?
Let's go for a quick 5-minute break. Actually. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Yep.
And we'll be right back. See you in a bit.
Be
Bye.
right back.
Alrighty, we're back. Okay,
Ooh.
so yes, things and stuff. So basically, you had been led into the library where you had been told they had created a custodian in the time it took for you to, or rather, maybe they just turned it online because they needed some rune rocks to repower it. Regardless, they've got a new creature here to help you, and as you're moving away through the library, searching shelf after shelf, you hear a mechanical tinking noise, and it's quite rapid as well. It's like ting 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 ting, and it seems to be coming from behind some bookshelf.
Carius turns and looks behind that bookshelf, just like. Hello?
You're suddenly met with two razor sharp pointers. They look like, what are they called? They look like praying mantis, like scythe-like hands, and they immediately kind of shing, come towards your face. But they stop just an inch before they like stab your eyes, and suddenly a head kind of moves around, and you hear this clockwork ticking noise coming from it, and this creature emerges around the corner. Here he is.
That's creepy.
It is some sort of cogwork librarian creature, and you see that he has mandibles that kind of are able to squeeze tight around books, and they have hinges attached to like forearms, which are attached to a main body, and then below that you see that there's this abdomen that's kind of been made to hold the actual books themselves
I
as like
kind
a
of
makeshift
want
trolley.
one.
You
Look, he's
are
like a little book cart.
you
That's
are
awesome.
adorable, and I need to buy one for Irina in the future.
I feel like they would be a threat to my job.
You see two little mandibles come together, and they kind of go ting ting, and sort of, like a librarian would awaiting an answer. They sort of just occasionally go ting ting.
Book on blue dragons.
It nods and begins going across the library floor. And you see it's been swept up here as well. The leaves on the floor have been swept, but there's some vines that have been left for decorative purposes, kind of coiled around some of the pillars of the shelves. And within seconds, it has come back with a book on not just dragons, but the draconic language as a whole. It kind of goes over dragonborn language, dragonborn society, dragons society, and it's again not much to do with history or secrets and such, but it's mostly cultural.
That was kind of what he was looking for, like
Cool.
culture and language.
Yes,
But
that's exactly
and
what
I'm
it is.
guessing because it's going into details about the culture, it will probably go into details about like the relationships between like certain dragons and like other dragons, for example, like how reds and blacks don't particularly get on, for example.
Exactly. It has all the information regarding like relationships between dragons, culture, the language of draconic, how that's utilized. Um, yeah, just the general outlines of everything. It's going to take a while to read. You know that with the test launch being successful, it seems that your ship's due to leave any day now.
Well, something to do on the flight when I'm not piloting. It should be never.
Okay, and the clockwork librarian goes back to its work after you've kind of
Yeah.
got the right.
I mean, Irina's probably seen it because Irina's spent time in the library, but Karis is going to try to find Irina now.
Yeah, Irina's literally spent the entire rest of this time in the library.
Yeah. So Karis just heads over. Have you seen that mechanical librarian thing?
I know, isn't he amazing?
I know.
I've called him Wilbur.
Oh, I do like it. I like it.
Wilbur.
As soon as you say Wilbur, you see it appear around the corner. Ting, ting, ting. Almost like you've just called for it.
She just frantically waves at it.
Kind of like flexes his mandibles. Does this awkward forward wave.
I'm
It's
kind of
amazing.
curious if it can cast the silence spell. Like if people are too noisy, then it just silences them rather than.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, it's like a shield guardian. You can store a spell. If someone's making a racket, it just automatically casts on it.
Be amazing.
Honest. Right, what we should do, right, is when we come back, because we're probably going to come back, because I imagine you want to spend more time here.
It's a library. And to be fair, I can't go to my library because currently can't get to it. So
Yeah.
it kind of feels like home.
We should maybe see if we can get them to make you one to take with us.
Maybe not to take with us, but like I'd like to order one
For maybe
for
to...
the Great Library once I've sorted out that problem.
I can give you the schematics for one.
Yes.
Rip Dip, go fetch the blueprints for Wilbur here.
Gus Prime.
Wilbur Prime. Sure enough, he comes back and he hands you a scroll, and it's the mechanical blueprint for putting together one yourself.
Ooh, I have a project. I'm so excited.
Nice. Well, I might need your help on the flight, Irina, apart from doing our normal things. You speak Draconic, right?
Yes, fluently.
Yeah, you might... I'm borrowing a book, as weird as that sounds. Well, for me, anyway. I like reading, but normally it's more...
But usually it's like pirate novels.
Yeah.
Buried treasure.
Yeah, but I'm trying to do the
Textbook.
I'm trying to do the sensible thing and try to learn about what we're about to go into before we get there, so I don't say the wrong thing or
Yes, dragons are not to be messed with.
or accidentally, I don't know, get eaten. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I've been eaten. As you know, I've been in a kraken's mouth once. Well, mini kraken. I don't think it was a proper kraken, otherwise we'd probably be dead. But still, so I might need your help, perhaps, learning a bit of the language. And
I mean, I'm teaching Andy to read and write, so sure, join the queue.
Yep.
She sneezes down where she's eating her bread.
I mean, technically, I could also probably get Taklo to help, but you're probably the better teacher.
It's fine. He can help you with like revision and things like that when I'm busy.
He's my study buddy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to walk past the pair of them, just look at them and saying Draconic, good luck.
I was just gonna say back in Draconic, he doesn't need it.
Kishan, as you walk past, you hear a slight psst. Kishan, psst. Hey,
just
over
looked
here.
around.
Over here, down.
Oh, hello.
You look down and you see a small little gnome, and you don't recognize him, at least without the fur. He says, "It's me. It's Drip Drop."
Ah, yes. How could I forget?
Yes. So I got a little favor to ask you.
Of course. How can I be of assistance?
I was unsuccessful in acquiring some moon rocks. I was wondering if you could do a better job. Because we both know who's got some, right?
Do I know who's got some?
Only Irina was there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, one of your friends has got one.
Okay.
You didn't know this?
No.
Oh.
This is news to me.
Roll an insight check.
I saw that face. Checks insight.
Yeah.
There's-
15.
Yeah, so you can tell this guy is really shady. Don't know why he's whispering and keeping his voice down. He's like, he's obviously mentioned something about failing to procure one. You get the sense he tried to steal one. With a 15, I'd say. He's like, I just want
Okay,
help.
as long as you didn't try to steal from Andy, then you're going to be perfectly fine.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm trying to build something. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be useful for the ship too. And he kind of gives a wink.
Okay, no, I'm not buying it. What exactly are you trying to build? Just come
That's-
outright. Remember where you are.
It's just useful. It's a useful little machine to go aboard the ship.
Tell me what you're trying to build.
It's well, it's about this big, and he kind of gestures towards himself. But it's pretty fast. It's not as fast as you though. But let's go with repair bot. Yes.
That sounds so shifty.
Again, you have no idea what he's talking about, really. I mean, you understand the words, but with a 15 on insight, he's probably not telling you the full truth. But anyway, I just need a moon rock to power it.
Okay. I will go and ask Andy for a moon rock.
Yeah. You
If
do that.
she says
And also,
no,
don't mention the drip drop ask you. I'd say that you was doing it for your own things. Yeah.
of course, I won't say a word.
You promise?
Sure.
No, really. She won't give it to you unless if she knows it's me, I'm the one who just stole it. I mean, tried to procure it. Then she ain't gonna give it. So,
And
no,
if
really.
you don't tell me what you're going to build, you're not going to get it
I
from
just
me.
told you what I'm gonna build a repair bot.
Your eyes say otherwise.
That's the nervous twitch ever since the curse has been lifted. I still find myself scratching myself in my sleep.
Aha, well, I get the moon rock and you go and get me some blueprints, so I might be able to help you build it, yes?
Okay. Yeah, Drip Drop get you blueprints.
In fact, why not we just ask Andy if she wants to help out as well? Because I've actually seen she's very good at building things, and if not, then she plays some very good background music.
I don't think she likes me. Not after what I tried to do.
You tried to steal from her, didn't you?
No, I said that the bread she was eating was stale.
Deception.
Yeah, you can tell already. He's still lying.
Andy grew up on the streets. I don't think stale bread bothers her.
No. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I gotta go. I gotta fix up the repair bot. So you bring me the
Gotcha.
moon rock when you're ready. Yeah. Cool. Okay. See ya.
Okay. I'll just kind of like start walking away, and yeah, I guess I'll go and find Andy.
All right.
Super shifty.
Yeah.
I would trust him with my life.
I'm pretty sure just everyone's eyes
I think you are.
up as he leaves. Just like,
You see him leave, and he kind of like scratches his shoulder as he leaves.
I want to kind of look at Carius and be like, can we follow him?
yes.
We'll let Kashan go and see Andy first and figure out how we're going to follow him.
Okay.
She's probably pretty much finished this barrel or whatever of bread by this point.
Oh my god!
Preparations for
I
the
could just
journey.
imagine
Oh.
seeing Andy and then Egbert, just both of
The
them
crumbs
around.
everywhere.
What's great as well is, as I said, I walked my book over one tentacle at a time, so it's drip drop, followed by my book, followed by Arena and Carius.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
To be fair, it was probably the book that caught Irina's attention first. She probably went to swat at it, thinking it's like a rat or a bug in the library. And it was like, where's that going?
All right, you can both roll me stealth checks as you follow
As-
drip drop.
As part of my stealth check, can I use Alter Self to disguise myself as one of the Borzo tribe?
You can, but you'll be a bit tall for a gnome.
It allows you to, including your height, weight, facial features. Ah, but then you can't appear as a creature of a different size.
I'll roll for
There
my
you
book as well.
You'll be
I
a big gnome.
have a different solution.
Uh-oh.
Invisibility?
I don't know why I rolled.
That's
that was
for my
you.
book.
It's you've got the same dice color as me.
Oh, okay.
Uh.
Etherealness. Wow, you're gonna pop that? Your highest level spell. Okay. You certainly can. Sure.
We're not even on the plane anymore. We can just follow him.
Wow. Wow, you guys are cheats.
All right. Well,
I'm like, quick,
Well,
quick!
mul-
Look what that Natasha lady taught me.
Does
My-
that work for more than one person?
Mine is literally
At a
book
higher
as
level,
well.
I can cast it on up to 3.
Yeah,
Oh no, that's 8th level. I think I've only got to 7th at the moment.
yeah, but it seems weird that we go from 1 to 3, but it might just be me
Yeah.
reading it. I'm just gonna have a look.
okay.
I don't know the spell that well.
I like.
you follow drip drop, and you follow him all the way back into the workshop, down into the steam engines. The balls are ready, finish filling up these pressurized canisters, and he lifts up a grate, and he looks around just behind him to check that no one's following him, and he hops down inside. You can follow him if you want to, Irina. Kind of like go through the vent. Through the
Yeah,
floor.
I don't have the 8th level, so I won't pop the etherealness because I can't do us both. So we're just gonna have to stealth it, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, all right. So roll a stealth check.
Yeah, I don't have it at 8th level.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna say you can disguise yourself as a big gnome, but it's not gonna give you It's not gonna give you much advantage.
I suppose I
So
disguise myself as a sigil leaf, but yeah, I'll just
you
stealth
could,
something.
but that would also stick out a little bit. So you're just gonna have to rely on going unseen. Oh,
Oh my
man.
god, amazing.
Okay.
Carius is quite tall as well, isn't he?
22.
Irene is good. So he does look around to check that he's not being followed for this instance. You followed him all the way back to his workshop, no problem. It's rather passive. But he does look around, and let's see what he has. He spots he spots Carius. Irina, you managed to quickly duck away, but Carius, you kind
Right.
of kick a spanner across the floor, and he kind of makes a metallic sound. He immediately drops the what's it called, like the work vent, the maintenance hatch. He was about to dive down,
Bit
Oh,
and
sus.
he spots you. He's like, "Hey,
Chip chop. Sorry, I just had a question for you.
yes. So, which way you're walking? Is it the tools down here? You know,
Yeah, I mean, I was that actually was part of what I came to ask about. Like, are there any tools you feel that we should take aboard the ship in order to, maintain it as we're going? Because we're obviously not taking one of you lot.
Irina's also going to stand there and waggle the schematics from her hiding place, just be like, because we're building this too.
yes.
What tools should we take?
Oh well, there's a mixed match. I got a whole bunch of ideas. What you could, in fact, why don't I put together a hamper of tools for you in a big crate,
that would be cool. That would be useful.
Yeah. I'll leave like a little list in there to tell you what does what and who, how, where. Yeah.
Okay, that would be awesome. And then I'm gonna turn and walk away. But as I do so, because I can do this, I can't turn invisible, but Taklo can. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it's not pseudo dragon. It's imp that can. Damn it! But he could technically stealth. He just like, so I just sort of walk away and just sort of let him out my pocket.
Okay. You can make a stealth check for Taklo, but he's got to get higher than a 20.
Oh, he actually has proficiency in that. Damn it.
15. You see, he's very on edge, very nervous, and he doesn't seem to want to go down straight away. He kind of like looks around, checking a few dials and things, and pulls out a little piece of paper, makes a note, looks around, and then he notices this small little dragon. It's like, what the? And he calls out to you, Karis, I think you left your little dragon baby here.
Taklo, what are you doing? There's no food there. Just...
Yeah, nothing of interest down here. No food. And he kind of like, he sees you out this time. He's like, actually kind of, come on. He's coming around the corner you're at, Irina.
Okay. I mean, I'm technically hiding, but okay.
He's not seen you, but he's coming your way to see Carius out.
Okay. Is there a way for me to sort of sneak around him towards the grate?
Yeah, there's lots of piping and alcoves around here, and there's other little maintenance tunnels and alleyways. You kind of like grab a hold of the nearest piping, lift yourself up, just as a gout of steam kind of issues from it, masking your body as you're kind of like hiding up there. And he kind of sees Carius all the way out of the workshop this time. But if you wanted, you could jump down and get to the hatch before.
Yeah, I want to get to the hatch.
Okay.
I want to get down there.
Okay.
Probably because I'm aware of where Irina would be, I'm just gonna try to provide a distraction, and having probably noticed Llewellyn's book,
No.
I'm just like, oh, Llewellyn left his book here. Well, let's take that.
I was gonna grab the book on my way through.
Right, it keeps walking. It keeps walking. It's escaped you.
What the hell?
Where's
it going? No.
Just running around.
He's probably gone to go find Llewellyn, and I'll just go. Actually, you're kind of like the tinkerer type, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I gave it to Andy, but have you ever seen like a little mechanical wind-up scorpion? It's really cool.
I did, yes. In fact, I used to own one, but it's gone missing. Wait, where did you see it?
I saw it in one of the trials that we had to do to go through the temple.
Oh, you liked that, did you? Yeah, that was one of mine I put together.
That was actually really cool. Thought the illusionary dragon at the end was pretty cool.
Yep.
And
classic holographic dispenser.
Wait, that's a classic for you.
I mean, yeah, I've come up with all sorts of little gizmos and gadgets. Now we're running low on moon rock, which is why I'm.
Right.
If you can bring me some moon rock, maybe I can make one.
I will keep that in mind, and if I can't bring any this time, then I'll keep an eye out as we're traveling around the world, because obviously it fell down. There might be some all over the place. I'll see if I can find you any, and I'll bring it back if I find any. And then I'm sure there's plenty we can discuss. And then with that, I'll just walk away.
Thought he'd never leave. Where did the book go, by the way?
I picked it up if it passed me and took it with me.
Yeah, when it ended its moving, it flopped on the worktop and just became a book.
It's like, all right, you picked up the book. You take it round to this little work hatch, and if you jump down, Irene, you see these small little metal steps leading down into a tiny little workshop. There's a small light you can turn on down here if you want to see.
I have dark vision.
You have dark vision. Okay, so you do see the workshop. There's a bench with what's it called? Like a vice. Loads of little tiny tools. There's a tray of nuts and bolts. There's some plate mail. Looks to be like plate mail. And there's kind of hinges and screws attached to it. And there's some wire frames of like some sort of creatures. There's like a torso of like one creature, and there's another one that's kind of like a wire frame of legs. And in the corner, you see there is a cover over something. It's bulky. It's kind of broad, but it's actually only the size of perhaps a gnome. But it's bulky and broad for a gnome.
Okay.
And there's yeah, it looks like a clean sheet as well. It doesn't look like dusty or anything. It looks like it's got a couple of oil stains on it perhaps, but
Okay, before he comes back, is there a good hiding spot that I can see?
it is so cramped and tiny down here that you yourself are having to like, lean over. But you could try. I mean,
Like, can I at least manage to tuck myself kind of like in a corner?
You could, but I mean, the blanket you could hide under that.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Or underneath a desk. But you only just barely fit under a desk. It's all made for a gnome.
Yeah, no, give me 2 seconds to think about something.
Okay.
I need to. It's getting used to where everything is on the new sheet. Dude. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. I don't really want to temper anything because he seems really paranoid. And obviously, if he thinks something's been moved. So I'm going to use my ghostly gaze to look through the sheet.
Okay. You look through the sheet and you see something just sort of humanoid in shape, outlined like a kind of a stumpy looking gnome. And although it doesn't have a light, on the picture it has like these glowing parts. You can see that it looks to be like sockets for it on its arm, its shoulder, and on its back, where potential moonstones could be fitted. You've seen like these same sockets around before. In fact, they're on your ship as well. And you see what looks to be the semblance of a face, but there doesn't appear to be like obvious facial features. Just these two kind of round dots that could potentially be eyes, and a kind of a rounded plate face that could be a nose. And you see little arms currently just by its side, unmoving. And there looks to be like a bulbous, bulky form for a body. And it's currently knelt down, almost. Well, not knelt down, but like squatting with its hinged legs. But you see this creature here.
Okay.
Oh, here he is.
But like he's acting really,
Nice.
really shifty, so part of my brain says the thing is probably potentially dangerous.
It could be, but to you, it almost looks a little bit cute, almost sad, almost.
I don't know how to feel about that. Is it completely mechanical?
It does look, yeah, fully mechanical.
Okay.
And this is the most complete thing in his workshop as well. Everything else is like either a wireframe or bits and pieces. This looks like a fully built construction.
But this is obviously what he wants the moon rocks for.
Yes, you can tell where the sockets for the moon rocks would fit.
Okay,
And,
I'm gonna I don't quite know how Lavellan's spellbook is, but I'm gonna pick it up, eye facing towards it. Oh, but it can't see through the sheet. I can't. Okay, I'm gonna have to just draw it later.
You hear the metal clangs
yeah.
of...
Dimension door, I'm out of here.
Okay. You suddenly hear the hatch
Taking
open.
the book with me.
And you hear the footsteps coming down the steps as you vanish away. And I'm just going to roll a quick perception check because Dimension Door does have a verbal component, so I will have him see if he hears you.
I wouldn't shout it.
No, of course not. But this guy's paranoid, man. he may stop on the steps just a moment, but your spell's already gone off, and you are out of there, 500 feet, wherever you want to be. Top
I'm
side,
back up in the library.
All right. Jeez.
And before it's out of my brain, I'm literally going to get my book out and I'm literally just drawing down as accurately as I can what I've seen so that I can show the group.
Gotcha. Okay. So day comes to an end at this point. You're probably all reconvening, and everyone...
Kashan did go to see Andy before you maneuver the day
All right.
to get these moon rocks.
Yes. Okay. So it's nighttime. Well, it's getting into evening, and what would you like to do, Kashan?
So yeah, I'll go and find Andy, most likely in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Devouring all the bread.
Yeah. I'm not going to attempt to do that on the map because, oh my god, just trying to get back up here was a nightmare. Yeah, so I'll go and find her.
Okay. Before you enter into the pantry, actually, there's an elf exiting it, and she says, "There's your friend is eating the provisions faster than we can supply them. We're just concerned that you won't be fed enough on their journey. Perhaps you can talk some sense into them."
Ha.
I would tell them to stop. Very, very rude.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much for letting me know. I will see what I can do.
No worries. And they walk past with an empty basket like this big in their hands.
And I'll just kind of open the door. It's like,
Bear in
Andy!
mind, she hasn't touched any of the fruit or any of the nuts or anything like that. She's literally just eating the bread.
It's
Yep.
just the
Plenty of the other things. It's just the bread she's eating.
Bread fiend.
The bread?
Crumbs.
Oh, crumbs.
Hey, Kashan. Takes another mouthful.
She's pot pigeon.
No! Andy,
Hmm?
you need to put the food down. First of all,
Starving!
you will spoil your dinner.
This is my dinner.
And second of all, I look around at the devastation. This is meant to last for a long time.
I did tell them we would need more.
Yes, but we are meant to be leaving soon. So perhaps when we leave, then we can have snacks?
Well, there's lots of fruit and nuts and all that nasty junk.
Yes, but the thing is, as I'm sure you're aware, the bread is very, very filling and can last quite a while, and it's one of my favorites as well.
Oh, did you want one? She just holds out with the last roll.
It kind of
The
takes
last
a, it's
roll.
like, is it the last roll?
I don't know. I mean, she's only eaten like one box of this stuff. I don't know if they had any more.
God. I would just kind of walk over to the table and place it down and say, I am going to save that for later, but thank you. Right, now to get on to why I was at... Egbert, you doing? You've gotten bigger.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's gotten more curves.
Yes, I am fine. Thank you for asking.
I'm going to grab my sash and put him back in. He doesn't
Do not
fit.
worry, I wasn't planning on making an omelette out of him.
I'm
I don't like egg anyway.
glad to see him all in one piece. Right, now to get down to what I was asking you for. So, I heard that Drip Drop came to see you.
What about him? And she's like reaching for the dagger again.
Well, there was something that apparently he had in store. He did want to say that he was sorry for attempting to steal from you, but the items that you have is actually meant to be good for the ship. He is actually building something for us. I don't know what it is, but perhaps it would be interesting. He tried to steal. He tried to steal from you, didn't he?
He did. He did. And if he comes near me again, he's getting a stabbing.
Oh my God.
I thought there was something off with him. However, I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
It's sure he can make stuff if he had actually asked me. I probably would have helped him, but no, instead he decides to steal from me while I'm eating dinner. I'm sorry, but that is a big no-no.
Dinner. Dinner. But yes, well, perhaps if you were interested, would you like to trade with me, perhaps?
I'm a little bit suspicious of this guy, though. The fact that he first attempted to try and steal from me, rather than asking me, he is a bad seed.
Well, the one thing that we've learned about these
That's
people
coming from a thief.
they
Says it all.
well, I guess after everything that has happened here, I think everyone's really turned a new leaf. Maybe some habits are easier to get over. However, I'm sure he means well. He just doesn't really know how to come across that way. I mean, do you think, I don't know, a thief became a monk in a day?
No,
I
not
think
really.
But a monk became a thief in one day.
Yes, thanks to me.
Sorry.
Shut up, you're not there!
We should have hit microphone. I'm sorry. Okay. I'll be quiet.
Taklo?
I can just imagine Tackler just sort of drifts in and is just like, what?
He's
Wait,
currently sat with the bread I just put on the table. So.
Yeah, like, you just sort of look and you see the bread slowly shifting on the table as you say Tackler and it's
And he
stopped.
picks it up.
It's just a little pseudo dragon going, oh, I thought this bread was up for grabs.
But yeah,
I know. And she kind of like etches Kashan's name really, really badly and probably spelt wrong into the bread and puts it back down.
you were very
Wow.
close. I put the apostrophe in.
God damn it.
I'm learning. At least.
Tacklo just curls up around Egbert.
Oh, that'll do. Yeah, he'll like that.
It makes sense in a weird way.
But if I see him eating it, then I swear to God I'm gonna thwack him.
Like, he likes fruit, doesn't he? He likes the strawberries.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
probably-
vegetarian iguana.
Probably whilst doing it, like his tail's just reached out and grabbed like a berry or something, and he just pulls it to his mouth, watching this conversation go on like it's popcorn. Maybe offering a bit to Egbert, but obviously not getting response.
Just kind of go like.
Look, sorry, Kashan, but if you're going to give whatever this guy wanted from me, I can't let you have it. I'm too pissed off with him.
Well, that's why I was saying if you wanted to trade, because then
Yes, but then I'll know you give it to him.
well, you think I'm going to give it away for free?
Has he even told you what he's making?
Nope, which is why I have leeway.
At this point, Irina comes running in. Look what I have!
What is that?
No, to be fair, she'd probably go find Llewellyn first because she's got his
okay.
book.
I don't want to trade with you. No.
Well,
But
then...
if you think you can get out of this guy what he's actually making, then perhaps I would be willing to give what I have. Instead of selling it for a high price whenever we get to a market.
The disappointment there.
Or how about we find out what he wants it for?
That's exactly what I said.
No, as in, why don't we go and
I'm a
find...
genius!
Sorry, why don't we go and find what he wants it for?
Find what he wants it for?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Let's go.
Ah, yes, the rogue set off again.
Okay, so it is evening time at this point, and everyone's shut
Even
up shop. And the last of the provisions are being loaded onto the ship right now, and
Yay, more bread. Thanks, Moshi.
No.
we're just adding extra fruit and nuts so that it covers for the deficit that has been lost today.
Taclo just sort of perks up. What about meat or booze?
Oh my god.
If you wish to hunt meat, you will have to find game in the skies.
It's fine, we can shoot down some birds.
That actually sounds like a really fun sport. I can just imagine carriers in that arena doing that.
We're gonna
So,
be living off poultry for
for
the
the
next
sake
month.
of brevity, you two who are set off to try and find out what he's done, what he's set up. The workshop is all closed up for the day, and you're kind of questioned by like other Borzo. They were like, everything's been loaded up on the ship. You don't need to be here no more. It's all good.
No, it's perfectly fine. I mean, after all, I've literally been working my entire life to get to this place, so I just wanted to take one last stroll around just for the memories. I'm sure you'd understand. Let me just
Roll
go ahead and
persuasion.
roll that I was rolling deception.
I would just
I
say
mean, Deshaun is technically the librarian still.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yes.
that's a good point.
yeah, this isn't the library, buddy. This is the this is the workshop area. But you know, go right ahead.
Yeah, I'll just go. Go right ahead or go right ahead with the deception?
Go right ahead and try to deceive me.
You got it.
Can I assist by playing some sorrowful
Kid trying to
music?
She violin.
Go ahead. Roll with advantage.
Oh my
You ain't got much to beat. Alright. Because you guys have been really good to us. Just for the memories. Go ahead. And he unlocks the workshop again. Turns on the lights. Well, this is it.
Ah, yes. Good old memories. I close
Yes.
the door.
What?
Shut him
Close
out.
Whatever. Critter Prap doesn't care at this point. Okay, so you kind of snoop around for a while. You don't know where you're going or what you're looking for because you haven't been able to follow him back.
Well, I'm going to find footprints.
You cut out.
I'm going to find footprints.
Okay. I'm gonna say you can roll like a survival check with disadvantage because there's not many tracks in here. I mean, you did see Drip Drop does have a bit of an oil leak, perhaps. The way it's called Drip Drop, he's always covered in like oil stains.
Okay.
So maybe you're looking for some sort of. Well, how about that? you, of
You see
course.
like tentacle footprints from Llewellyn's book.
Yes.
I think, why is that down here?
Oh, God. So you follow these little drips of oil along the way, and you follow them down to this grate. And opening it up, you do find his little workshop. You search the place,
It
high
smells like
and
it.
low, which is mostly just low, because you're both having to. Even Andy, who's quite short, it comes up right to your head. And it's a little bit cramped, and you kind of knock your head into a light bulb. You turn it on, and you see the little interior. All the tools are laid out, but everything seems a bit more tidy. Seems things have been put away. And something of note, which you don't know out of game, well, you will know out of game, but not in game, is the covered thing is not there. There is no golem or robot with the cloak over it anymore.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not. You
Does
do see
there
the wire
anything?
frames of potential designs sort of hanging from the ceiling though, and it looks like he was creating some sort of humanoid robot.
What do you think it is? Kind of poke
I
at
don't.
it.
I don't know. I
Do you-
really don't know. I'm not. I may have a headband that makes me clever, but doesn't mean I know this stuff.
Can I try your headband on?
I don't think it works automatically. I think it has to do that tuning thing.
Ah, yes. Tune.
You have to
Okay.
tune it before you wear it.
Hold on. What's Kashan's intelligence? I wonder. Am I dumbing down Kashan right now? Oh no, my intelligence is 8. It's a dump stat. Oh god.
I mean,
This is perfect.
You should know about tuning.
Hmm?
You've attuned to items before.
Oh no. It's more the thought process. Okay.
what was?
Why is that an 8? You rolled an 18 and a 20. What?
Yeah. The heck?
Well, on the dice, I saw it as an 8.
Yeah, but it's come up as a 4 and a 20.
Yeah.
Because he's got +4 to intelligence.
Yeah, but she didn't roll a 4. When the dice rolled across the screen, it landed 18 and 20.
Did it?
Yeah.
Roll again.
Well, back to roll 20 we go.
So a 20 and a 7.
Another natural 20.
See, that one's not right. But
Yeah.
it definitely said 18, right?
I think we should go for the majority here.
Fine.
Majority, yeah. Well, the natural 20s. What is it you're trying to think? What is it you're trying to like figure out? Are you trying to put together what they've created from just the scraps?
I mean, because she can't, of course, read any text or anything like that. It's literally probably just visual, trying to see how it fits together and see what it's supposed to do.
There's maybe
Yeah.
like notes in books and schematics.
There's not many notes or anything of that sort or that nature. You do see various tools, like there's little tiny little like circular saws. There's like little hammers light around, like these little discs, which you work out to be the saws. There's these wireframes, and you can tell that whatever he was making was a humanoid structure, only is small, which kind of fits in line with what he told you. And I believe, Kishan, he told you also that it was going to be a repair bot. There are tools that would signify that, like I said, little hammers and tools and such. You're not sure if those were the tools that he used to make it, or if they're tools that he's implemented into it.
Okay. I mean,
No,
he was.
for now it's anyone's guess.
I mean,
But whatever it is, it's not here. You just sort of see the remnants of it.
he did seem to be forthright with it. I mean, he said that he was going to build us a repair bot. So, I mean, the tools are here for it. I mean, that's a hammer.
Yes, but the hammer could be used for anything, not just building something.
Maybe
I don't know. I'm still a little bit suspicious of this guy.
Maybe he was just trying to surprise us.
You still could have asked.
Yes, but then again, I could have asked when I accidentally stole the pendant off of Irina. But you don't think I'm a bad guy, right?
I mean, that was an accident. He was doing this on purpose. And of course, she's trying to justify this, and this is what she does for a living.
So funny.
I mean, technically, I stole it on purpose.
No, you only did it because of me. So you didn't do it on purpose.
But it was fun in the meantime, wasn't it?
No, I felt incredibly guilty.
All right.
I
I think.
Oh, God.
I think with that we will. That little interaction. I want to get this ship off the air, into the air. But if there's anything else anyone wants to do before the next day,
Yeah, I want to really quickly just take the drawing that I did to Llewellyn and return his book to him.
okay.
Why didn't you throw off the sheet?
Because the guy was dodgy enough and he was really paranoid. If he'd seen someone had moved it, there'd be like an uproar. Trust me, you don't touch a librarian's work. You just don't do it.
So you didn't want to see what was underneath that sheet?
I saw what was under the sheet.
Wait, what?
Have you not established that I can see through objects?
Oh.
I didn't need to move the sheet.
This is the first time I've known you to do that.
I've done it several times now.
No, we always use the X-ray T-shirt.
Andy's got that. Because I can literally see through objects. But
Wow.
yeah, like I can, if I concentrate hard enough, I can see through solid objects.
So Irina's kind of drawn out this little stubby robot thing with a sad face. It's clearly got sockets for moonstones to be fitted, but you have no idea just from an exterior look what it can do.
Do we want to confront him?
Like, no, because he's either still got it in his workshop or he's gonna have put it somewhere on the ship. So all we've got to do is find it and throw it overboard.
Or we could speak to him now we know what it is and try and find out what it is.
But he was so paranoid about it that I don't think he's actually planning on telling us.
We'll get him to tell us one way or another. I mean, yeah, we'll talk to him. We should talk to him.
But I think maybe leave it for the morning.
I mean, I could probably get the information if I put him inside my book. I kid.
Oof.
I kid.
Anyways.
Irina's probably internally thinking, does your dad know you do this?
Well,
He does actually, but you didn't say it out loud, so.
I think he'd be mildly disappointed, but alright. I suppose he didn't get too angry when I burnt down the library that first time, but they did throw me in jail, so maybe slightly angry.
I like how that first time.
okay.
Yeah.
So morning will come, and you guys are awoken to the sounds. I guessing you're sleeping on the actual airship itself.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you're kind of getting yourself comfy and placing all your things ready for the next day. And
I do
you
just
wait.
really, really quickly have one question.
Okay.
Is Irina's room fireproof?
No.
Otherwise, she's sleeping on the deck. She's not going below deck.
No, you could make
Just
measures.
in case.
You could take measures to make it fireproof somehow.
It's
All
fine.
right, now-
She'll sleep on the deck then. She won't go below deck.
Gotcha. Okay. It's still raining from that giant cloud that took off
It's
into the
fine.
stratosphere.
She'll still sleep on the deck.
Irina is sleeping inside the dome.
Inside the dome.
She's blown up enough things.
The tiny hut.
You'd have to be in it as well then, Lavelle.
I know, but I'm not having her blow up the ship.
Oh, okay.
Well, technically, isn't the hut a sphere, right?
It is.
Mm.
So could you technically position it above one of the rooms, and then it would go underneath?
Come to think of it, it is actually just a dome.
Is
I think
it?
it does specify a dome in there.
Yeah, it has to be on a solid ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it does say a dome.
It's
That's a
fine.
shame.
Yeah, and I don't count the airship as as ground, by the way. But whilst it's on the ground, I suppose so. If it's in the air, it's technically not ground.
We could
Either
literally fireproof her room at some point. We can upgrade.
The
Yeah, but
ground-
like she doesn't like she probably feels like she's thought they've already done enough, so she's literally just gonna sleep on the deck for now.
I
You
think
can
Like
always
when
turn
she's
it-
awake, it's fine because she can control it. But if she has a nightmare and suddenly explodes into fire, that's dangerous.
All right.
I'm just thinking ahead.
That's fine. You kind of sleep underneath one of these lifeguard, or the lifeboats rather, and you can turn it over as like a makeshift surface, like a roof above your head. Eventually, morning comes, and as I say, you wake up to the sounds of gnomes. They're moving around the deck. Everyone is a busy crowd around the actual ship itself, and you can even hear the ship kind of whirring. You can hear hinges operating the sails, and they're flexing the material. It is in fact a very windy day as well, and you can hear shouts of Borzo tribe. They're like, all right, getting ready for the launch. Everybody, places. Carius, are you ready with the control spell? We're gonna have to get that cloud underneath the ship, and I don't know if that was you were able to control it, but we set up this thing, and he points towards the edge. There's like a rail which the boat is kind of being built upon. Like the whole like structure is obviously not just sitting still; it's on these kind of like stilts and everything. And they've built like this rail to the edge
Oh, it's
Like,
kind of like an
straight to the
actual
edge.
launch site for a ship.
off the island. It literally just goes off the island and will just
Nice.
fall. Of course, if you look over and peer down the edge, you do see billowing clouds lifting up the actual rocks themselves. He says, as soon as we generate enough of that blue haze, it'll then drown the clouds and produce enough lift. Hopefully not too much lift, as we have already seen, and Carius, that was a really good test yesterday, so we applaud you for that. We hadn't considered the fact that there could be too much lift, but now we've adjusted for that. You can actually turn down the amount of blue haze that's being produced. So we've made a little a dial for that thing. So you can adjust elevation up and down as you please. Now,
Nice.
Good.
let's think. The ballistas are loaded up and ready. You've got 4 ballistas, plus 6 to hit and 3d10 damage. We've even installed some cannons below. Well, there is some cannons, but we haven't put them in. We haven't loaded them yet. We don't really have. I mean, we could put out. Do you want ammunition for the cannon?
Probably. Otherwise, they. I mean, I suppose they'd work as ballast. I suppose. Other than that, but
Yeah, that's what they're kind of really currently being used for. There's also some replacement cannons. You know what? You guys you did help get the mine sorted, so they probably would have enough metal for ammunition.
it's just like you've given us cannons and replacement cannons, but no ammo.
Yeah, okay, I'll load up the ammo, boys. You see,
Karis is just looking at them like there's a gap in your logic here.
just
We can always fire the spare cannons.
be careful with this stuff.
I was going to say you could always fire the cat.
It's just, I just wanted to ask before putting the gunpowder aboard because we know you have a pyromancer in your party.
Well,
Ballista's a
we're going to keep them away from that. I think she's planning to live up on deck.
Good. We'll put them at the bottom of the deck then.
Yeah, that's where
Right.
I'm going to be.
You see the gnomes lifting up these heavy crates. God, these things are heavy. And you hear them like thudding down these steps and loading them into the cargo bay.
While they do this, I'm literally going to be as far away as I can be.
Okay, cool. With all that, everything's aboard, including all the treasure that you got. Carriers. We loaded that up in one of the rooms.
Excellent.
Is Drip Drop about?
Oh, no, I think he's taking a load off. He worked throughout the night, I think. Or at least he said so. Either way,
Yes.
Drip Drop's not around here for the launch.
Did he put the toolbox I request on board, just in case we need to do any repairs?
He looks down the checklist. Yeah, everything's aboard. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, whole thing. This is a rip tip you're talking to, of course.
Yeah.
Everything's aboard. What else? We added some extra weapons. Some light crossbows, some hand axes, short swords, battle axe, just in case I want another scimitar.
That's
Just
fair.
in case to outfit a crew with weapons.
Yeah, that might be a good idea at some point. Get some people on board.
You got a few extra weapons and as spare, and of course 2 lifeboats as well. Which
Did you attach parachutes to them as we suggested?
yes,
Is
but
that
we haven't tested them.
Oh. Well, if worse comes to worse, I can always test one of them first. Because
Cool, excellent. All right, everyone's super eager. Let's get this thing up in the air.
Yep. Right. Everyone to your stations.
Oh god.
So Andy near the.
I think
somewhere.
me and Andy will be on the sails.
Yeah, you
'Cause
can be
we're the
sail
Dexy ones.
adjusting. Irina, weirdly in the engine room, I think, because you know all about the thrusters and things. It's only down one floor, so you can easily get
But
back.
do we really want Irina in the engine room after yesterday?
The engine room isn't actually the lowest point, but yeah.
No, I mean about the Cloud versus Candlewick.
Oh yeah,
Just don't bring out Candlewick
yeah.
unless
Okay.
you really have to.
Okay.
And there should be the pipes now. But you're kind of the one who understands how your canisters work, so we kind of need you down near the thrusters. Though, to be honest, I am now curious as to if those would work as impromptu ammunition. But
Okay.
anyway,
All right.
Oh, Llewellyn, I forgot my lucky stick. Would you be able to go and get it? It's just over there. It's just off the ship. Just over there. Can you see it? Can you go and get it? Ah, it was worth a try. Let's go.
right, and Llewellyn,
You're such good friends.
you've got good eyes, as does Irina. No, we've already got 2 people in the sails. Llewellyn, weapons?
Yeah.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah. I walk off and I provide Kashan with a stick. I polymorph
Go,
into a
go,
stick
go, go,
insect.
go.
Right.
Polymorph
You can
into a stick insect.
Feel free to move your tokens around.
Right.
Down here is to get to the next floor. Is it pinging for you?
Let's go.
But,
I'm guessing this is where I need to be to
There you
steer.
go.
So I'll go to my steering point.
Where's Irina got to go? What's her?
I've got to get to the engine room.
She's
Okay,
the
so
thruster,
go down.
Below.
There you go. Off she goes. And then go back on yourself. There you go. Down a bit.
Down.
Yeah, and then left. There you go. Now you're in.
Chris, I don't suppose I could have vision on each of the characters at all.
You should have already.
I don't.
oh, there you go.
God damn it. Well,
Down low.
very
Weird.
far apart.
But then, okay.
Mm.
As a potential request, would it be possible to get, just for the future, not today, some sort of mark on where the, the stairs are? Because I've wandered around back just
You'll get used to it.
What the
There
hell?
we go.
What the hell? I'm Andy now.
Maybe. You should have permission for each other's character, so I don't know why
Can't get.
that didn't already work.
How do I get
And
back?
Andy's in the pantry again.
Now, Andy's apparently on the wing of the ship, apparently.
Which is where she should be at the moment.
Okay, I'll bring her up then.
She's already there.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's there on the map for me.
In the pantry for me.
Well, there's two of her then, obviously. I haven't done anything because I can't use Foundry on my computer.
We're using the same screen, so
Okay.
Looks
Alright.
like Chris is in the
Yeah,
pantry.
actually, it's definitely two Andys. Alright then, so with everything aboard and the captain at the helm, Carius, would you like to give me the first piloting check?
Okay, what am I rolling for this?
Well, last time you tried with intelligence. Didn't work out so well. But
Can I try wisdom, as in, like, just sort of understanding the winds and the...
that,
Can I make a survival check?
That-
Or nature check?
I will allow survival. I think that makes sense because it is to do with navigating.
And it was literally... I got it from my weather working background, so...
Yeah.
Haha!
Ooh,
And what do we get here?
20.
20.
Okay, 20. Fantastic. So, you see there is a massive lumbering tree folk grabs a hold of the rear of the ship and begins to push the whole thing forward. All the druids of the sigil leaf are cheering as this thing is being pushed forward. And you hear Ysildia shouting, "May Helios smile upon your departure." And Remdigas says, "Maybe we'll catch you in the Astral Sea or some other distant land, whatever."
Yeah.
And we'll have the library in spick and span for when you come back. Don't worry.
Excellent.
Thank
And
you.
maybe I'll try to bring you some books back. Along with the one I borrowed.
Oh yes, please. We'll look forward to that.
I'll just
I'm sure my dad's got
hold
some.
on to one of the ropes, waving, and I'll shout, "You all be nice now. No fighting. I don't want to have to come back here to sort you two out."
I'll keep him in line. Ripdip shouts,
You better.
and he gives a little wave, and you start to see the airship going closer and closer towards the edge, and it's very unnerving to see just a sheer drop into this sky from the floating platform. But as the wheels on the little rails give way, the ship tilts and teeters towards the edge of the ship, and with one final shove, this giant tree folk shoves the boat off so as not to like tilt down and just see you guys plummet.
Right.
Into the sea we go.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
gonna
well-
suck if this doesn't work.
Right. Let's.
Just.
We see the camera angle of the front of the ship where there is a figurehead carved in the likeliness of Patience. The angelic figure is holding onto a longsword tightly. If for a moment you can imagine they're holding on for dear life, and the wings are sort of held aloft in the front of the ship, hopefully guiding you to your destination.
May Bryla, Razzie, Patience, and whatever this god of the moon is called, bless us all. Let's go.
What is the name?
Shooting Kiasta, let's fly.
And Irina, you're in the engine room and you see the blue haze emanating like radiation in here. And if you actually see it on your token, if you're actually on your screen, I've created a very cool effect.
well,
to
I'm
make it
on the upper deck at the moment. I can't
Yeah.
actually.
We can't get back to
scroll
our
out.
tokens.
If you scroll out, you should be able to see it. You're on the second floor.
Oh,
Oh. Oh.
aha!
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, you see yourself.
Ah, now I can see myself.
Yeah, zoom in on that.
Ooh.
You like that?
It's actually visual. It's cool.
I know.
I'm gonna sit myself on the bed and just not touch anything unless I need to.
Cool. All right. This blue haze begins to play and dance around the room before suddenly whoop, the vents and the fans below. These little propellers shoot the air out, the haze out of the vent and into the back of the ship. Everyone sees this huge blue cloud billow out the rear and the stern rather. And as it does so, it's surrounding this area, and your ship is falling into the clouds. And I'd like you to just make a perception check, Irina. There's nothing you need to necessarily activate or do down here. It seems to be
Perception.
kicking in as it should. But yeah, just roll me a perception check.
20.
20 is
Another
good.
one.
Okay. You see that there seems to be just a slight fluctuation to the color of the crystal. Normally it's this kind of bright blue, but it seems to be shifting, like going through this chroma of dim yellows, of light reds, and back to blue again, and then a darkish kind of purple. And you're not sure what's going on, but you kind of look towards it, mesmerized for a moment, and then you suddenly notice that there's a large chip missing out of the actual engine crystal. And as you see the ship descend into the clouds, the blue haze begins to mix and swirl with the clouds, enchanting them so that it gives the proper lift. And Irina, then you see it. The crystal begins to shudder in its socket. It doesn't seem to be making a good noise either. It's kind of like scratching sound.
Okay, how big is the chip that's missing?
It's about the same size you would imagine to fit inside a small humanoid robot, that kind of size.
Yeah, no, I gathered that's what I'm...
That is big enough, like Andy's got a big gem like that, sort of. I'll do the job.
God damn it.
Andy!
At this point,
Andy
everyone
does need
sees
to go
blue
to
haze.
bed in a minute as well, just so you're aware.
We're gonna wrap it up soon, but yeah, the blue haze mixes with the cloud, turning the whole cloud, like enchanting it like they said it would. And it begins to slow the descent, like it's kind of falling into a big blanket. But the net is stretching and the cloud is kind of being pushed down from the weight of the ship. And as you are kind of going through this whiteout, you suddenly see the ocean below you, and that's not a good sign. Normally you'd be under a big plump cloud. If you're seeing the ocean, it means you've kind of gone down too far. And you're still descending quite rapidly. Like it's not going at terminal velocity, but you are descending towards the ocean.
No.
And this is your one chance to have the clouds be enchanted. And there is a small layer underneath, but the ship is falling. It needs more lift. What do you guys do?
Do we all see we're going down as well?
Yes, everyone does, especially on the helm and on the wings of the ship.
Yeah. I'm
What's
gonna run up to
happening?
the engine.
Yeah, Taklo's gone with and just sort of communicating frantically with Irina. What's going on?
Irina is
Wrong way.
really, really mad that this idiot has done this and put everyone in danger. She's literally, if they ever go back there, she's literally going to murder him in cold blood because she's that pissed.
Oh god.
Yeah. She's literally just sort of, there's just like a long string of swear words and just be like, I need Andy down here now.
Right, Taklo flies off to find Andy. Andy.
Okay, but can I go to bed now and we do this next week?
Yeah, we can wrap it
Sorry.
up. It shouldn't be too much of an issue if you wanted to just put the crystal in the socket.
You can just hand it to me and I'll do
Fine,
it.
just do it that way then, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll just take the crystal and I will try to fit it in. It's not a jigsaw puzzle!
No, it is not. And you slam the crystal into place, hoping that it would just
I
at
don't
least
slam
provide.
it in, that's just really dumb.
Well, you need it now because the ship is falling.
Yeah, but I
towards
don't
the
slam it in. No one does that. I put it in as best I can.
You try to jury rig it, and it is like I said, it's like a square peg for a round hole. And although it doesn't fit into place, it seems like that stops the sound momentarily. And holding onto it as well, the haze is like all around you, and it doesn't hurt, but you just kind of flinch and wince as you predict it's going to do something horrible to you. But it doesn't. It just surrounds you. It's completely harmless.
It's fine.
You
I'll
worry.
hold it in place for as long as I need to get stable.
Okay, you hold it there in place, and eventually the clouds begin to billow out, and it fills out the blue in all of the clouds, such that you're now floating on a massive blue cloud, and it finally lifts up into the air just before you kind of crest across the ocean. You leave a small wake behind you, but you do slowly begin to ascend up and into the air, and the blue nimbus reforms with its white brethren in the sky, and you begin to sail on. And this is the kind of crystal you're seeing now, Irina. This is the best depiction of it. I'll just drag your token over there. And the strange kind of chroma that's playing over it. But yeah, one of the chunks is missing from it. But with that, finally, with the casters in the air, we will have to end tonight's session and resume it next week. See where the Kia star ends up going, and what ventures they do find in the sky. I wonder what encounters they'll find. See this all next week when same time live, and we'll also be live on Sunday with the. God, it's evaded me somehow. That's right.
Witch Hunters.
Tabiaga's dancing out with the Witch Hunters, and again on Monday for Curse Breakers and Last Resort Company. But yes, thanks very much for watching.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.